hearing it here first. We the Wave, you know, you
Oh,
hearing it on the We the Wave radio.
We the Wave
You know
radio.
what it is, man.
Yeah.
Tell me that it's real. Tell me that it's on. Tell me that you right, girl. Tell me that I'm wrong.
How you doing?
Good. How are you all? Look, I brought
Like,
Snoop
when
You
Dogg.
looking dark.
I like that
brought Snoop
shirt.
Dogg. Yes, I brought him as well.
Snoop. Hold on, we can't hear you. 1 second. Hold on. Let me see.
Okay.
Let me see.
Okay. So you can hear us, right?
I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
All right, now we got you.
Now
See, we in the game, man.
Look, I like how we all color coordinate and everything. We match and whatnot.
You know, I can dig it for sure. Right. Nice to meet you. By the way, my name is Marcus. Marcus, nice to meet you.
Hi, Marcus.
I'm 1/3 of the Wave Bros.
Right.
How you doing? Very nice to meet you.
And I'm Jason. You know.
Hey, Jason.
What's up with you?
And I'm the H.N.I.C, the head nigga in charge. That's who I am. In charge. So put some respect on my name.
I dig it.
Got to.
Where you at? Where you recording from?
Atlanta.
Okay. Yeah, we gotta get out there. I just had my what's that?
I already told you about my fascination with Atlanta. I gotta go.
Oh, look! You needed the first stop that you need to make is this adult wonderland called Magic City. It's pretty magical there.
I mean,
that's what I heard.
You hear about?
I love magic.
Okay.
Nah, I ain't never been. Let me full screen this real quick, so
all right.
Hop in, and I hope it's recorded. So
no, yeah, we gotta be recording.
Yes, that's recording.
If the audio isn't coming on, we turned it off. We had to
we had
so
to.
we can get the.
We was having technical difficulties and all.
Work with both.
So you know.
You good? You guys are good.
Literally, as soon as I unplugged the USB
definitely my
to
first
this,
Zoom.
We picked up sound.
I feel like I'm in the future right now.
It's you good. You good. You fine. Y'all are good. Had to make sure I made it home by a certain time so I can get ready. So you guys are good.
Oh, it's a different time over there.
I know, right?
4 o'clock.
It's late, huh?
See, I ain't used to be on East Coast time. I'm from DC, so.
And I'm from Chicago, so you know.
Okay, Chicago. I got family in Chicago, South Side.
Oh yeah, of course. You know, the South Side is definitely where it's at. The West Side a little dirty. You don't want to go out there.
I don't mind hitting up the West Side, but I do want to go to Kitty Land. But y'all, got foreclosed or something. I love Kitty Land, man.
Yeah, rest in peace to Kitty Land, cause
I've never been to DC though. I've never been, and I will say this: Beggars.
That's my child.
It's probably the best pizza place. Beggars is the best pizza place out there.
You know what? That's what's up. I'm glad you're saying that because a lot of people don't understand how good Beggars is. You know what I'm saying? If you like cheese, they give you a lot of cheese. They give you a lot of everything, and it tastes good. So
it does.
Pizza out here not the same. Like I barely eat it. Like.
Mm-hmm.
It don't have the same effect. I mean,
Still, it's the camera.
Food is like Vegas food. I don't know. It's probably nasty. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Overall, it's nasty. I mean, unless you want to spend like $100 a plate, then you can eat real good.
Well, I'm rich broke. I ain't balling like that. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. Okay. So.
But Vegas, somebody will buy it for you. That's how Vegas is.
Mm-hmm. I went to Vegas last year for the first time. I broke my Vegas virginity. I stayed at the Harris Hotel.
Oh, you ain't even stay in Vegas then.
Yeah,
you weren't even here.
Listen, I was balling on a budget. It was my first time. Like maybe I can
well, nah, it's all good. You gotta do it however it come.
Your next time you just gotta because they always got deals on these hotels.
They do.
Always. And my recommendation is the Aria.
Okay. What about the where I think
that's my father's staying actually coming out here in next month.
Next month?
Right after the day after Howard's birthday.
True. And
what about the MGM Grand?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, that's all. That
definitely goes without saying. That one.
That one.
Maybe I'll see Floyd Mayweather out there.
Nah, you always bound to see him.
He right on the floor.
Y'all seen him plenty of times?
Yeah, I seen him.
Yeah, I haven't. All I see is Money Team everything. I seen Money Team cars, vans, trucks, hats, shirts, pants, socks.
Mm-hmm.
I seen everybody on the Money Team except for Floyd.
Except for Floyd. Okay.
So you know that'll be cool, though.
He might actually drop a band on you. So you know what? Because you $1,000. Just because you cool, here's $1,000.
I mean, it sounds good.
Yeah,
he normally already taking care of people. Like when you see him, it's normally everybody around him that's with him, you know. So he already doing that. I don't think you're gonna get that out of him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my man's definitely. I can definitely imagine.
I mean, it just depends.
12 to 15 bodyguards around him.
It's not. It's gonna be about 10 to 15 just regular people, and then the bodyguard. You feel me? Like
my dog got layers.
But that just depends. Like that's when I seen him when he was out shopping and doing that type.
True.
But
he probably always doing that.
I seen him go to the comedy club when we went to go see Mike P over there at the what's that shit? Luna Lounge. That's what it's called over there. It's like right off. It's a little hookah bar type thing.
Okay.
And it's a.
Have you seen Mike Tyson before?
Nah, I've never seen Mike Tyson.
No. That's why I really want.
And it's crazy because he said he lived where I live at. I stay in Henderson.
Yeah,
so he said he
stay in Henderson.
Live out here, and I ain't never. But it's a.
Everybody I know that says they seen him, it was in a casino, and I don't be in the casinos enough.
When I went to the casino last year, I was thinking, everything's legal out there. I thought you can smoke some weed up in that place. I smelled none but Newports, a pack of cool. I said, what is this? I didn't even gamble. I had to get the hell up out of there. I said, this is disrupting the vibe right now.
Yeah, everybody think everything legal in Vegas.
I know prostitution's legal, but it's just certain places that you have to be if you want to go smoke weed. I thought, because here's the thing. Mind you, I'm not a smoker, but when I went out there, I said, okay, well, maybe let me just pick a hotel room. I wasn't aware that you had to pick a smoking room. I thought you could just smoke in the non-smoking room, but it don't work like that.
You might get in big trouble.
Now you was gonna get that deposit gone. That's all.
Disappear.
I mean, if you with that deposit being gone, you smooth. But shit, that's a whole bag of weed, right there.
I mean, it's always different ways to do things. That's all I'm gonna say.
No, and then listen. I went to the dispensary, right? I'm like, hey, guys, look, I'm in a smoking room. I mean, a non-smoking room. Can y'all direct me to a place where I can smoke yourself? Come on, look out for me. It's my first time here. How dare y'all? But it's all good, As a thug, I only get 5 minutes out the day to be emotional. 5 minutes out of the day. That was my 5 minutes. I'm back to being a gangster again. Okay.
Okay. Thug it out then. Show me some.
That's some new shit, huh? What's that? Toxic femininity?
I ain't not talking about this. Everything ain't no real nigga. That's what it is. All right. That's what it is.
Oh shit.
Hey, I love gangsters though.
Listen, I'm so gangster. Like, I can't wait till whoever God sends me for my husband. I hope it's the game. But anyway, he's playing because he ain't responding back to my DM. And that was on April 19th. But if it's not the game, I hope whoever proposes to me, I hope he says, will you marry a real nigga? Like, I hope he says that.
You got a vision for this.
He's playing the whole shit out.
You got a vision for this. But if you keep saying that and seeing that, it's gonna happen. That's all I'm
trying to manifest it. That's the only way I know it's real. You get on one knee, you say, will you marry a real nigga? I'm like, oh yes.
Will you marry a real nigga? That's what it takes. You learn something new every day.
Of course.
Hey, we making it happen.
Hey, I'm definitely big on learning. Especially when it comes to the other species. Like,
of course.
Right? Babe, I think
species
might be better off plugging it into
species. Yes.
Yeah,
What'd you say? Did you say species?
Yeah.
Are you referring to women?
Yeah, I'm referring to women. Like,
we're the same species, bro.
Opposite sex, because
opposite sex.
We're definitely all humans.
Come on, man. Like, you know, my vocabulary is not 100%.
Do you say street or screet?
I mean, sometimes it's a street. Most of the time, it's a street. It all depends on where I'm at in the day. Depending on what type of setting we're in,
And on what type of set. I understand.
All right, so.
But lately, I haven't been in that type of setting.
It's okay. It's okay. When's the last time that you all been back home, like to DC and Chicago?
Shit.
It's been a while for him. I was just back at home, like when everybody was like rioting and going wild and looting. That's when I went back home. And it wasn't even intentional. It wasn't even intentional, but I definitely went back home, and it was I turned like. It was looking like a third world country. I ain't never seen so many busted ATMs in my life. I felt like I was on that. I was like, damn, niggas was getting
Yeah,
it.
you need to give this the host.
They was big getting it.
I'm trying to figure out how.
So, you know.
We can
but
that was an experience
in itself, you know. Got a chance to watch some people loot. Had me thinking about looting. It did. But I didn't do it.
So wait, it sounds like an echo. Does it sound like an echo with me?
Yeah, we got two different ones on right now. So
okay.
Changing from the computer to the phone.
I thought I was just tripping. I'm like, did y'all bring the weed smoke over here? I'm like, am I hot?
We might have. Smoke does travel.
Much better.
Oh, you know what?
Better.
Can you grab? They got a little call for this stuff.
Oh, I'm sorry if I'm making it was like a baby in the background. I don't think I'm crazy. I'll just talk to the baby.
Yeah.
Oh wait, can you hear us?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Frozen for like 10 seconds.
Oh, we froze right now. Yeah. Wait,
you guys are good. You guys are good.
See.
Can you still hear me?
Is it like a little delay?
No, you're good now. You're good now.
Are we good now?
You're good now.
Okay.
All right, so we got it on the phone now. So we're trying to get the headset in the phone. Then we be locked and loaded.
I mean, the sound. Yeah. I mean, not the sound, but the picture look better than me.
So I've been looking at your YouTube. You getting in the podcasting now? You gonna keep doing skits, or you just mixing it up, trying to take over all media as a real nigga in charge?
I'm just mixing it up, really. I started podcasts last year, so those episodes that I'm talking to, if you listen to it, it's from last year. I'll do a podcast as a present day, maybe every couple of weeks if I, get one of my homeboys who's hilarious, or if something happens in my week. I meant to do a podcast today, but I was like all over the place, like ripping and running and everything. So. But yeah,
right.
Skits, I still do skits like every now and again. I just more so my style when it comes with these videos, I just like to just talk. Really like more so my audience is geared towards men, because I realize men will support women faster and better than women will support women. Like I like hanging out with dudes, because y'all real men, not men who got female dog tendencies in them. Y'all know some men who are like that, like always just gossipy, like groupie type men, stuff like that. Y'all know those type of girls. Y'all know guys like that, but real men who actually are very supportive. Women, they're full of drama. Only problem I have with dealing with men is like they gonna want to like slap these cheeks at some point. I'm like, you ain't gonna slap no cheeks. You better slap your own cheeks, okay? Ain't nobody getting up with this cooter cat, okay? It's closed.
Sometimes that's how.
It's closed. My legs are closed, sir. Okay, anyway, or unless you tell me a black card. Back to what I was saying.
Black card.
Oh man.
Wow.
I ain't ran nobody who has a black card yet, so I broke people in my DMs right now. Back to what I was saying.
I mean, not broke. Just they have the dreams, big dreams. They have big dreams.
They got a lot of different dreams. I must be certain age. Just like, bro, give it up, man. Like, come on now. You can't be no 45-year-old rapper. I'm gonna make it one day. Still selling your mixtape at the gas station. I ain't got time for that. And you listen to, I rap better than you.
He just one dance song away.
Nah,
the Cupid Shuffle.
It's two different sides.
He's kind of older.
I done seen dudes who, like you said, can't rap, but they feed their family off of
that is true.
Selling CDs. They make good money without having to work for nobody else but theyself, and they teach their children the same thing. So I've seen it work both ways. You know, I definitely get what you talk about though, and it be them dudes that's not making it happen and not doing nothing, but still, you know, got that
dream,
that hood story of them dropping 12 albums and hitting every Walmart in the city.
It's possible. Anything is possible. That's why I believe full. Let me ask y'all this: what's y'all's dream? Like, what's something that God put in your heart a long time ago, and you were headed that way, and you probably got a little deterred or so? What's your dream?
Okay. I just want to give an introduction real quick because when we do this, we're gonna cut out kind of the first part and like add some different clips and stuff. So I want to give like a main.
That's fine.
But
cut it out.
Everybody, I just want to welcome y'all back to We the Wave Radio. You got 2/3 of the cast in the building. You got H.N.I.C.
You know what I'm saying? You got Jason from the shop. I'm in the building. Hello.
Already, man. And we got a special guest. I want to thank her for one, hitting us up, and one, being willing to work and putting it out there that she's trying to network and get, you know,
the H.N.I.C.
some of the up and coming. Because I feel like you've been in the game longer than we have, to be honest with you. So we trying to get all the juice from you. You know, I'm trying to
950 subscribers on YouTube.
At least 10% of my real nigga boosted up. You feel me? By the end of this. So if my real nigga hasn't gone up 10%, I don't think you are considered real nigga in charge anymore. But if you don't know who I'm talking about, it is Miss Kyndra Crump, coming all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. If you don't know, please go to YouTube and check her page out. Please subscribe, Kyndra Crump on YouTube, and she's almost at 1,000. Please, let's get that to 1,000 by the time we get out of here and we post this. I need to get that to 1K at least off of this. On the waivers, y'all, you gotta go get the work. I appreciate y'all.
Check out Spotify,
thank you for joining us. And you have a very great question that you just asked us before we got into this. So please, well, first introduce yourself, kind of give people a little bit of your background and what you do. I want to say you're more than a comedian. You are a director, because you make your own videos, you edit, you write your own scripts, or a writer. You're everything, you know. So I want to give you your props, creator. So just give the people a little bit of your background and what you do, and how you bring your energy and your talents to the table.
Well, yes, guys. Hey, everybody, coming all the way from Atlanta, the mean streets of Bankhead or Boulder Crest or Old Nasty. Is it really Old Nasty? I call it Old Nasty. Everybody, all of the hoods. You know, so yes, I'm a comedian, up and coming comedian. Finally figured out what I wanted to do with my life. You know, after going through a series of unfortunate events, like I literally went through everything. I first wanted to be a chef, right? Until I realized it's too much math in this. And I failed math every year ever since like age of 2, right? Then I had wanted to be a basketball player. Like I had some real serious hoop dreams until I realized.
Okay, you had the skills?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I still can, like, look, 2-on-1, I'll still beat both of y'all. Anyway, listen.
I like the confidence.
I had some real hoop dreams. I had some real hoop dreams, and I until I realized I hate running. Like, why is every time this person misses a layup, we all got to run a mile? Make that person run a mile. Then I wanted to be a hairstylist. I wanted to be a hairstylist until I realized that you had to stand up on your feet all day. You can catch carpal tunnel. So what happens if you try to go home to masturbate? You can't. So I said, let me just go ahead.
That's going to be a struggle.
You got to use your offhand. That's when you got to become ambidextrous.
I got you don't even have an offhand where you.
Yeah, that's like you
don't have an offhand when you doing hair.
You know, it's hard. You know? Fingers all done cramped up and everything. I can't do it. So I said, let me find something where I can just be me and offend people.
Excuse me, I didn't mean to cut you off. That's easier for you though, because y'all women, y'all got plenty of toys to help you do that too.
So it's like, it's too expensive.
She wants the old fashioned.
The freeway. You know,
exactly.
2-finger discount.
Yeah.
That's it. 2-finger discount. I mean, but you know, as far as with men, I don't think it take much for y'all men. You know, don't take much to find right movie, right everything, and you know, you good there. Us women, we love to watch the beginning, you know, the middle, and all the way to, and we like to see what the woman's social security number is. We want to see what she cooked, you know, before it started, who the girl was next door.
I don't even want to know her name.
Yes, we love looking at it.
Sociopath.
We love looking at that. You know, y'all just get straight to it. You know,
the less I know, the better.
If we didn't, you would think we were weird. Like I would think a dude is weird if he sat through the whole goddamn thing. Like that's not what it's for. You get to it.
Yeah.
That's why they make clips. Like that's why you can preview it now. Like
I don't want to see that part.
I know.
I don't need a background. I don't need to know how she got there or what the story is.
Oh, she's naked now.
My story is that 10-word
thing
that say, or the 5-word thing that say describe what the video is. That's the story. I already get it from right there, and we good.
I don't even need a story. Just make it happen.
Listen, just make it happen. That's it right there.
I'm a home video type of guy.
I definitely, like I said, I have been, and I actually have been writing. Like that's actually something else that is on my dream, like my bucket list to be on the New York Bestsellers Times, make that happen. So I've been writing since I was in elementary school. But the thing was, when I was younger, I used to write these hood stories because I think I was watching too much Bad Girls Club or something. Anyway, and Jerry Springer, and I'm like, yeah, and this person beat this person up, and she's took her man. Like I thought all that type of stuff was cool, right? Actually, listen, I aspired to be a basketball wife until I realized ain't nobody was checking for me. No, I'll take that back. It was one dude. He was a football player, but he was too low for me. He was, but he was too low, and he did like a little. I don't know what's underneath the NFL. I think it's a minor league, 2 minor leagues below the NFL. So
he practice squad.
Oh no, it's like a Canadian league and it's something else too.
And the XFL.
Yeah,
XFL.
Yeah. So he actually was one of those.
It's a lot of minor leagues.
He kept trying to chase.
Semi-pro too.
He kept trying to chase me at work, and I'm like, bro, you're stupid. We work together. I'm not going with you. Come on now, what's wrong with you? You know, he was a good-looking, tall, chocolate little thing, too, right? He had dread. Wait, you got dreads, too? Okay.
They long. Yeah, they long.
Oh, wait. Okay. I'm rubbing my hands with no dreads through the phone.
It's cool.
And look, he had a bunch of tattoos, so I thought he was going to tap my name on him. I should have really dated him, so he could have tapped my name.
No.
I know for real. You know?
I mean, I ain't going to act like I ain't never did that. I got a name on my neck right now.
You do? Oh,
yeah.
Man. Was it an ex-girlfriend, your daughter, or?
No, it's the sweetest mother of my children.
Oh, well, happy Father's Day to you.
Oh, thank you. Nobody never says that.
I know. That's because ain't nobody as real as me. All right, anyway.
That's awesome. Speak on it. Keep talking. Yeah, I like this.
Like I said, it's pretty much one of those things. It's like, that's why I don't try to watch all that reality, lies and hip hops no more, because it's just none but just junk. So I am my own reality show. Like, this is who I am all day, every day, just making jokes about nothing, cracking jokes on people, and daring somebody to say something so I can flame them. Anyway.
He says we can flame them.
So
I just wanted you to get back to the question. You had a question that you had asked us, and I would like to answer it. But
so yes, the question that I had for both of you all, since we're talking about dreams and going after dreaming, your dreams and how it connected with you all, which is pretty much you got to go after what you want and everything else. So my question was, what was something that is your dream, something that you had like from a very young age that God placed in your heart?
All right, yeah, I'll definitely go first. All right. I always started off, as most of us, young athletes. I aspired to be a professional athlete. Then I got to high school and said, I'm tired of practice. Like, literally, I got to high school, play everything, got to high school, and I was like, I'm tired of practice. Girls girls everywhere. That was vertical. Bang. Okay.
This is why you need Black women in your life. I'm telling you. Like just a side note. I'm my wife who fixed everything.
Because I'm sitting here like, okay, all right.
I'm stuck on stupid. This is my first Zoom, everything.
Right. What was he saying? Oh, yeah, I was talking about,
you said that you were in high school. You didn't like going to practice, and then that's when it just kind of.
Oh, yeah, that's when it kind of changed for me. And, like, I had a point in my life where I really didn't know what I wanted to do. But the one thing I told myself is that whatever I do in life, it got to be big and it got to be great because I want to take care of the people that surround me. I want to make everybody's life easier that surround me. So that's what I've been searching for since I've been in high school. Yeah, since I've been in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I found my way in some sorts. You know, I'm getting there, but every day is a learning process, and I'm just taking it one step at a time because I had deferred from that dream because I had my son when I was 19, 20.
Mm-hmm.
So I had responsibilities early. And I was just only focused on taking care of, you know, my family. But now I'm back in a place where I can definitely make my dreams happen on being able to really take care of not just my children, but really everybody. So that's what it's time for me, and that's what I'm working on. So, man, life is good.
How did look? Let me ask you this question. How did were you afraid? Like, what was going on through your mind when you found out when she's like, "Oh, by the way, you know, I'm pregnant," or however she told you?
Yeah, I was afraid. Like to be honest, when I found out, I had just graduated from high school.
Mm-hmm.
I had just visited Western Illinois University.
Okay.
And I graduated from Morgan Park High School. So I'm geeked up because I'm like, oh, so I'm about to go to college. But to be honest, my intentions for college was I'm about to go kick it for like 4 or 5 years hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know what I'm about to be studying. I really don't care. I'm about to take these loans and kick it tough. Like, yeah. But I mean, God had other plans because 2 days later, I got a phone call from her like, you know, I'm pregnant. And I kind of paused. And I just said, you know, you can do whatever you want to do because I'm going to tell you what to do with your body.
That's right.
You know? Right. And you know, that at the time, the feelings was big, strong, you know, loved them more than anything. And I was cool with whatever. So, you know, we had Junior. We had Junior.
Okay.
And that's my boy right there. So, like my kids, they was a blessing because they gave me focus in life. And I got a daughter and a son.
And that's the perfect combination right there. Like to have a boy and a girl. Like
and my son is the oldest.
That's dope. Same in my family. It's boy, girl, boy, girl.
Yep. Unfortunately, I have a big sister that used to torture me when I was younger. So.
wait, hold on. Where's she at? I don't do that. My earrings off. Let me know. Need some backup. Okay, do the bird.
No, I mean, no, we good now. Like I love her, man. Like that's my best friend. But you know, she was just trying to make me a man, and at the time, I just wasn't ready. I just wasn't ready.
Understand.
But it was all tough, man.
Ever.
Man,
no way.
For sure.
What about you, bro?
For sure. Well, I'm different. So it's 2 ways for me. I had dreams like how it's given to you, like everybody from birth. When you first want to be a firefighter or a police officer, right. And then you start figuring out other stuff that you have interest in because everybody else has interest in it. So you start to aspire to be that. So of course I wanted to play football and basketball in high school. It was always my dream. But I never really wanted to, like, even though I would say I wanted to be in the NBA or the NFL, I never really wanted to be for some reason. It was just like, just to say I did it for something else. But I was given a dream by God for sure after some reading and some meditation. And that dream is one that I can't really share. It's actually just for me to live out. And that's what I'm in the process of doing.
Like, is it like your purpose? Like the purpose
Most
that you're...
definitely.
Oh, got it.
Most definitely. And it's just like, it's like, I've seen it. So it's to me, it's a foregone conclusion. I've just had a lot of difficulty with, well, I wouldn't even say difficulty. It's just when you are so sure of something that has been ordained and given to you by the divine, It's you got to realize it's not for everybody else, because it would have been given to somebody else, or to everybody if it was. So you got to understand that it's important for you to see it, and when it's time for everybody else to see it, then they'll see it, you know. But it's for me to fulfill first, you know, if that makes sense.
That's true.
I definitely dream all the time, and more importantly, or more, I would say, on my mind as of late is just a better day for us as a people. And not just like for the future, because of course I think about my kids and my kids' kids, and I even only want to have a daughter. She's 2.
Happy Father's Day to you as well.
Thank you, I appreciate that. I want it right now. Like, I think we deserve it now. You know, it's cool to think about the future and to solidify the future, but you can't solidify the future if you don't do some shit right now. You know,
that's true. That's
so
true.
I feel like it's about time that we get at least the ball rolling on that and start seeing some shit right now based upon, you know, what we deserve as a people and the power that we have as a people, and just taking that into recognition and loving oneself and becoming aware of the energy behind what we are and who we are and what we carry as a people. You know?
It's real.
Yeah.
That's actually very real. And that's very profound. And I thank you all for going in depth with your answer. Cause, you know, I do interviewing as well. So sometimes, you know, I remember as a kid, like, you know how we all get bullied about like little mini things or whatever. So one of the things that kids used to like make fun of was like the questions that I would ask, you know, and I couldn't understand that, but someone told me a long time ago, they said, you know, with those questions that you ask, you're going to be a great interviewer one day. You know, I've watched a lot of different interviews. I'm like, man, y'all are booty. Like, y'all need to get me up there. I don't know how you still got your job. Like, whose dick did you suck? Anyway. So I mean,
you can say it, I can't.
I'm just saying, like, you know, there's some people out there who really ain't got no real talent, and then there's some people who do, and I'm like, bro, like I know that little cooter cat is worn out. Like, how many little inchworms or footlongs you done took it up there to be where you at? Come on now, come on, wake up and smell the prostitute.
We all got different talents. We all got different talents.
See, and
so let's use our talents for evil.
Both ways. See, I'm always conflicted and stuff like this, because I definitely recognize people, and I believe I see or can recognize people who've been placed in certain positions that didn't necessarily have the background and the sweat equity to be in the position that they're in, right? But I also understand that when it is our time to be in the limelight, and when it's us in those situations, I would hate for a motherfucker to be like, how many dicks did we suck to get there? How many times did we take it in the ass? Or how many goats did we sacrifice? Or how I killed my mother or my wife or somebody to get there? You know, because it's a whole bunch of shit that we say to our people.
That's true.
When we see them get there, you know. So it's just like, I know I'm just working. I'm doing the best that I can with what I got, and whatever that gets is what that gets, you know. So it's like, ain't nobody asked me to do no crazy shit yet. So it's like, I don't know. It's just like, how much of it is real, and then how much of it is fake. But then you get these superhead stories and all these other people who have done whatever they've done to get to where they are. So it's validated.
Some truth
at the same time, we can't put that shit on everybody. Like,
no,
so
I know.
I'm always in a balance.
That's true.
Somebody has to dodge them bullets.
True.
Yeah.
Somebody definitely has to dodge them bullets. But at the same time,
because it's important. I believe it's very important to protect our people, especially our leaders. Because we had another episode about last month, and we got into some conversation about it not being anybody who's been doing work prior. And then we always got to remember, like, there's people who get unrecognized every day who's out here on ground zero doing the work and putting it in. You just don't know their name because they choose not to publicize it, because if they did, shit would change, right? So you got to understand that it's a process in which they go about presenting things or not presenting things to us as a people to where we have those thoughts that we do. So it's just like sometimes it's valid and sometimes it's programmed, but it's starting to become 90% of the time that shit is programmed and it's not really valid. So we start to tear down people that are actually in our benefit and are doing real work because
somebody else convinced us to
something that isn't valid, you know?
It's something looks like or seems like. Yeah. Media is crazy.
No, it is. So wait, you guys don't get those in your DMs, random Illuminati people trying to...
Oh my God, yeah. Of course. Oh my God, I get Illuminati. My wife gets the goddamn the sugar daddies. I know you get the sugar daddies.
I get the sugar dads and moms. I get
sugar
both.
mamas, boy.
Oh my God, I get the cartoonists.
I get the cartoonists. I get the
Forex. I get
Forex
trading
Bitcoin.
Bitcoiners. Oh, we get it all.
You know, all the scammers and
find
scammers.
a real job, please. Y'all find a real job, man. Quit trying to scam these people and everything. But you know what? The
reason that people gotta be able to see this. Everybody need a balance of dreams and reality. Like that be the thing. Everybody needs that balance of dreams and reality. Because all them scammers do is take advantage of dreams and hopes. That's all they do. They know everybody got dreams and hopes. They're like, oh yeah, this money is gonna start your life.
Man, they even got the PUA joint now where they like, oh, we'll cash up you $5,000 for your unemployment if you're not getting your unemployment just until you get your check.
Just killing all our people's dreams and hopes.
No, it works.
Aspirations.
It's been working. That's the reason why it's
people desperate.
If it sounds too good to be true, it really is.
It is.
It really is. You know, it works. That's why they keep doing it. That's why they keep doing it.
Man. Yeah, because people desperate. That's all. That's desperation. Hey, that'd be
the craziest situation, the decisions. That's why everybody been there though.
Yeah.
It's about you know, those decisions and being willing to sacrifice, not having and going without.
Yeah, them choices, boy.
Not being having that fucking FOMO, you know, fear of missing out. You got to be cool.
Yeah.
But it don't look good from afar, you know. That shit looks boring and that shit looks stupid, you know. And it's not until you get to a different level and it's like, oh shit,
damn, that's what I should have been doing.
But everybody think you just got there and you just did this out of nowhere, and it's like, my nigga.
I had to work.
No, that's actually very. Like, let me ask you.
I had to do everything that you thought was corny.
Right, exactly.
No, that's true.
That sacrifices is real.
That's true. I want to ask you, have y'all ever come across something that seemed like it was too good to be true, but it wasn't? Like you were just lucky that day?
Ooh, that's a great question. Yeah. Let me think on that. Opportunity that I was like, nah, this
car,
shit
bro.
Is not going.
A car, like somebody about to sell me a I want to say a 05 Cadillac DeVille or something like that. So the pictures was nice on Craigslist. 1,500. My man said, he sent me VIN numbers and everything. He told me PayPal him the money. Bro, I was 5 minutes away from doing that. Like, I put it in my PayPal and everything, and I had to sit back and think, like, why would I buy a car I haven't seen? Like, why would I do that? Because they got 22s on it. Like, I was ignorant. Like, I was ignorant as hell. I just stopped texting. Like, yo, feel dumb. Like, but that's how they get you, man. It's shiny from afar. Them diamonds.
I thought you were saying that to say like you actually sent them a PayPal and then it was a real Cadillac.
That's what I was like.
No,
did you what happened?
Nah, she like saying like it you did some shit and it actually paid off. Like
and it paid off.
I'm trying to think like, have I ever gone out on a whim?
And I would say, but it's like Do the feds be listening to Zoom?
You funny shit. Don't ever say anything to incriminate yourself.
Don't. Well, this is why I say. Don't incriminate yourself. Just make up a story. They ain't gonna come back, especially if it's
allegedly
time period. If it's like 7 years ago, I think it's been over a certain time period. They
it depends on the crime. It depends on the crime. Some things don't got a statute of limitation.
You know what? That's actually. Well, how about this? We'll talk about that off camera once we're not live. We'll talk about that.
For sure. We definitely gonna have to get an in-person interview for sure. Right. In the lab. We definitely gotta come to Georgia. I got some family out there right now that I was supposed to do an interview with them, but they had to get out of here. But you already know that's Wakanda, man. We gotta go down.
I just wanna go.
I feel like. Let me say this: when you come to Atlanta, number one, I got to get the hell out of Atlanta. It's not a relationship city here. If you want to be the Black Hugh Hefner, move to Atlanta, okay? It's 15 women to one man. All right, you know how hard it is.
Everybody tells me.
It is. It's not. I'm not. We got.
I'm happily married, so
I understand, bro.
How long? Congratulations to your union. How long have you been married?
3 years.
Congratulations. Yes. Stay in Vegas, okay? Stay in Vegas if you want to. Don't listen. You come to Atlanta.
I'm good everywhere. I'm good everywhere. I promise you. I'm good everywhere.
Good.
Why the Falcons can't win a game? It's terrible out here, okay?
Man, that's why the Falcons can't win.
All I'm just saying. You wanna
girls know.
parts. The best places to go to Georgia, you want to go on the outskirts of Georgia, like Douglasville, Kennesaw, Marietta, Sandy Springs, Stockbridge. Those are really where all of the celebrities, mainly live. Those places is not in the city, because I'm telling you, it's nothing but a bunch of scammers. A lot of these girls, they don't have no real job. They lash technicians. And my thing is, if all of y'all are lash technicians, who's keeping y'all in business? How you making your money? Anyway, and there's a lot of Fruit Loops walking around. There's a lot of Fruit Loops walking around, so you can't look at a guy for an eye too long, or else he gonna want your booty, okay? Or he might want to fight. You don't know.
I feel like they everywhere now.
I feel like it is.
It's getting rampant. I'm telling you, man. Like these guys, I have a lot to offer, okay? I have a lot to offer. But some of these dudes still try and go cheat. They'll cheat on me with a girl who just got a birth certificate. She didn't even graduate high school. Ain't got no diploma. No, she just got a birth certificate. And she got missing.
He got the thing, as a whole, I'm not talking about me, but as a whole, man, we don't care about stuff that's important like that.
Yeah.
I know.
We should.
Cut off. I understand.
Like, we should. Like,
black men don't cheat.
That's
black men don't cheat. Take a black man. Wait, listen. Take a black man off child support today. All you women out there, take those black men off child support.
I'm with that.
For what?
I salute that.
Because this is what I don't understand about child support. Why is it if you end up getting back child support? Why is it that they throw you in jail? How you supposed to make your payments if you in jail? You got your cellmates. You keep seeing Willie.
I gotta play devil's advocate.
They really just want to put you in jail.
Sis, I love you. I gotta play devil's advocate though, because I know niggas ain't shit. So
at the same time.
So at the same time, I know a lot of niggas that go stick they dick in anything, and then they just be like, that wasn't me. Like, it wasn't me that day. Like, I'm cool. I don't even want no parts of what's going on. And they need to support their child. And that's the least they can do. Because child support is the least I think you can do as a father. You have to know nothing makes up for your presence. Yeah, presence is the most important thing. So if you're not going to be there, you're going to choose to go do your own thing and want to have your own fun, you got to come off that break. It just is what it is.
We all got to be adults about it.
I got brothers who I seen flip the system, though. I know a brother of mine who got all of his custody of all of his kids through the court and getting child support from the mother. Because he's the better.
It's sometimes it happens.
It's how
I have not heard
like
that
nowadays.
That is
wow. You haven't? Like in 2020, it's a lot of men with custody of their children.
And can go both ways. So you can't let niggas off the hook but at the same time, women definitely. Well, it's not even just women. It's people.
When
it's
people
the power.
have
it's
children, they need to be more responsible. That's all it is. You have to be a parent once you decide to have a child. On both ends.
You can weaponize anything. Anytime that you feel like you mad about this or that, you can say and do whatever you feel like you have in your power to impose that on the next person.
Like, we all got to be able to put that to the side for the kids, because if we was all responsible about it, this child support wouldn't exist.
No, and you know what? I understand, but I think there's some men, when I talk to men, and again, there's two sides to every story.
Be hard.
People will tell you just what they want you to hear. They're not going to always be truthful with everything. Yeah. So you got to take stuff with a grain of salt. But because I do have more of a male audience, I'm mainly talking to a lot of different dudes in my DMs, I realize how evil some women can really be, and how hateful and how mean. Because here's the thing, women can't fight you physically, so they're going to try to fight you verbally. And they're going to try to really tarnish you and tear you down. And like, this is what I don't understand. She can curse you out really bad, but as soon as you call her a bitch, how dare you? Bro, you just called me like 15 other names.
Because I don't know, because all of that is just a test for men, bro. Like, I've been through all of that. Like, that's they just want to see how much you can take before you say something. They can be like, oh, I knew you was gonna say it. Now I'm about to say some more fucked up shit.
It's the paradigm that we live in. It's you
damn if you do that.
It is what it is. It's the way this shit go. This nigga gotta stop calling me, cuz.
That's why I got mine on Do Not Disturb. Because I'm hotline be blinging.
You smarter than me. I was like, God.
No, it came with trial and error. It came with trial and error.
That's it. That's it right there. Boom. Boom. See? We in the game. Yeah. There we go. I'm like, God damn.
I don't even know what that means.
Do not talk to me right now. Please. I'm not
but you know what?
Any call.
You know what? I done seen some crazy things where, like, and mind you, I've never been, this is coming from a person who's talking from the outside, and I understand I've never been in no, like, real serious relationship or nothing like that, but talking to multiple people, what I realize is, in relationships, everybody wants honesty, loyalty, trust, and communication and respect, those top 5 things or whatever, right? And I've seen some crazy things where people have told me, yeah, me and my old lady, we used to be Ike and Tina, but we still together. I'm like, what? Okay. Then I've seen people. I was like, okay, all right. I mean, hey, to each his own, I guess.
Compassion.
I've seen people. One time I was I live in some hood ass apartments, right? So one time I was going to the laundromat, and I seen this guy. He was banging on the girls, I guess, on her car, and like she drove off, and he's chasing her down the street.
Cause he in love.
She's driving off, and I'm like, is this how relationships go? I'm like, if this is how relationships go,
they can.
I mean,
all depends on what you like to do. I mean,
and I'm under the belief, and I think it's more simple than what people make it, but because they make it complicated, it's complicated. Like it comes down to the golden rule at the end of the day to me in all relationships.
Be treated.
Treat me how you want to be treated.
That's
but this is the thing but it really, that's how it is. This is the thing that people don't. That's what I just said. The thing is, people don't understand what they're willing to accept out of people and out of themselves. So
that's
they're
true.
willing to treat themselves like shit. And because they treat themselves like shit, they allow other people to treat them like shit. But then they get mad when they do that because they like, well, you're not treating me how I want to be treated, but that's how you want to be treated. You're just not being real with yourself and saying, I accept bullshit. And that's just at the end of the day. And then it comes a time where you get to a point where this is not acceptable for me anymore. So you get to a level of a place where, okay, now my rule is this is how I'm going to be treated. But it's all about finding out what you, one, can accept, and you won't accept, right? And then being able to live that out for people to see, so that emanates from you. And then as you grow, you start to change that and you elevate with that. But it always comes back to an accountability of, oh shit, why does this person think that they can do this to me? I must be giving off of representation that this is okay and it's acceptable. So I have to then change my actions in the way that I go about things so that people can understand that this is how I move and this is how I rock, so that you wouldn't even think to do that to me.
But you know what? I think that number one, that's easier said than done, because there's some sayings like he that controls you, you know, and we all get like my tolerance for anger now when it comes to certain things. I try not to get angry at the little things like I used to anymore, because I know about that serenity prayer, which is like, God grant me the serenity to accept the things that I cannot change the things that I can, and to know the, you know, wisdom, you know, difference between the two or whatever, right? But I understand we all get angry, but I don't know, again, like I said, this is coming from someone who, like I said earlier, I haven't been in that situation where I'll just take it because of the fact that we've been together for 15, 20 years. Because a lot of times you have couples who know for a fact that their marriage relationship is toxic. It's pretty much like it's a shit show, but they'll still stay together because they got 5 kids, or nobody likes starting over. Or here's one, alimony. There are a lot of, attention to all the married men in my DMs. Leave me alone. I just want to say if you are married, if you like boys, if you got something going on, do not talk to me. I like single men with all their teeth, including their back teeth, got some type of credit going on.
She said they couldn't do that. Little Duval. He just posted the pictures of day like, can you do this?
I'm just saying, the teeth ain't throwing up gang signs. How you got Jordans but your teeth are crooked? Back to what I was saying. So with all that being said, it's like, men, I'll talk to different married men, and they'll tell me that they, you know, that they're very unfaithful, which I'm like, oh wow, I appreciate you, you know, telling me this, you know, but they'll tell me that they're very unfaithful and all the stuff that they do. And I said, so why aren't you leaving her? Oh, well, because of alimony. I can't pay that, you know. And I'm like, oh, well.
All that shit is bullshit.
Yeah, like.
I could tell you right now, well, I can speak for me, right? This is how I see things. And I can give you a little bit of behind the curtains with my relationship with my wife.
All right.
I just, in seeing people's patterns and watching how they go about life, it's really just fear-based, right? So they do what they do because they want to succumb to that impulse and that whatever that drive is that's telling them to do that, but then they don't want to bear the repercussions and take acceptance for what they're doing. So leaving their wife or leaving their other means that they have to leave the life that they have with them and all the time that they built, and it means that it was all for naught and a lie, or whatever that they believe that means for them in their head, right? And how we choose to go about it, because I just want to talk about the staying with, right? When my wife and I met, we were under the knowledge that we are not our complete self. It is going to take time in order for us to reach the antithesis of who we are to become as a people. The agreement is to accept each other for who we are and to work on ourselves in order to build each other and to those people that we aspire to be, right? And that takes one another. We don't get that without the relationship that we have with each other and through our children, right?
That's right.
So with that being said, there's nothing that my wife could do that will make me want to leave her, right?
That's the conditional love.
And that's the only thing that I can speak to, right? And everybody, that's not common. Everybody doesn't have that. I met my wife different. When I first saw my wife, I knew my wife was going to be my wife. And oh, for sure. I came to his house the same night and told him while we smoking and I'm doing what we do. I said, yo, I think I found my wife. I think I found the person that I'm going to marry and spend the rest of my life with. So it's a different, when you find that real thing, and I know it sounds cliche and it's a different feeling. So it's something that you can't live without. So when you process that, you go in your mind and saying, oh, all this shit that they put in front of us as a distraction and the bullshit for us to lose this is actually bullshit. This is something that I innately understand that I want forever. So it's nothing that they can put in front of me that is going to drive me away from something that I know within inside of myself that's on a level that nobody else outside of me can understand, right? So it's no matter what we get through or and it changes the dynamic of stress and pressure and problems and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, nigga, we're not going nowhere. We about to get through this. We're going to grow and we're going to learn. And that's what it is. And that's what life is on that type of union and that type of bond. It's like there is nothing but up. Like we're going to keep growing and we're going to keep going and just passing that down. But that is not something that's common because we're distracted a lot of the times. And we don't understand to go with what we really know and what we really feel. We run from it because we think it's a lie or that it's too good to be true. So actually that, to me, that is my answer to you and the question that you asked at first. Have I ever found something and thought it was too good to be true and actually went to it and it actually paid off? My wife is 100% that answer because I'm like, no, it's no way that, but at the end of the day, I actually knew. I knew I left, I knew the feeling that I had inside of me and that I knew I wanted to feel that for as long as I can and for the rest of my life on this earth. And it's only one person that I ever came across that ever gave me that, and it was immediate. So of course I'm gonna go after that.
Yeah. Do y'all have like a round of applause machine back there?
I appreciate it.
That was real because
that's really real.
That was real because my children big. Like my son 12, my daughter 7, like, and my kids definitely came from a loving, long relationship. So, it got to a point where, we definitely did. We took it all the way, you know what I'm saying, and got married. But to like back away, he said, from the first day I met her, it was definitely something different. Now the only difference is we was basically children at the time. Like I was 16, 7. No, I was 17. Yeah, 17. She was like 16, 15. But ever since that day, all the way up to 28, 29, then it's been every day together, So that feeling of who you gonna be with, or really loving somebody and being with somebody and like being focused, that is true. And I'm saying that because I started off young and I messed up a lot in the beginning. Messed up a lot.
She stayed with you.
Yeah, she stayed with me that time. She was patient. Then we got to Vegas, and then it was her idea to move from Chicago to Vegas. And then got here, got married, but things didn't work out, exactly how we wanted to, But what I can say is that, like, it was some of the best feelings I've felt in my life. It was. But at the same time, things that you do, the energy that you put out there do come back to you too as well.
That's true.
Whenever people talk about like relationships or somebody did something to them or something like that, like when they get to that part, especially in a marriage, like bro, what you do? Or sis, what you do? Like
it's never one-sided at all.
It's never one-sided. And whatever happens in your life definitely comes from a choice that you made somewhere down the line. I'm a firm believer in that. So like when you make certain choices, you might not see the result of that choice right then and there. But you definitely gonna see it later. And a lot of the time, the reason why people stay even when they seem like they so unhappy or is so happy, people just don't want to leave their comfort zone.
And change is scary.
Change is scary, and growth hurts. Growing hurts. So
man, that's why they call it growing pains.
That's why they call it growing pains. But if you growing, that's what you got to go through.
For sure.
And change is the only thing that's inevitable. Nothing gonna stay the same. Change is coming all the time. So
this is just, I just want to give
people
quick PSA to my young brothers out there who are listening, because you literally getting two sides of the story, and neither one is wrong, to be honest with you, because everybody has their own life to live and their own path to go. And I believe nothing happens for no reason. Everything has its purpose, right?
Yeah.
So live your life. At the same time, be patient and understand yourself fully before you get into any relationship. Now, you are already, if you listen to this, you're already in a relationship, and you're in relationships, point blank, period, because you're here, right? So I know that it's going to be what appears to be difficult because you have a program and a process that you already, in a pattern that you're already used to. But if you go within yourself and you dig deep and you start to figure out what makes you tick and why you are here and the purpose in which you plan to fulfill your destiny and the people in which I hope you plan to reach, because that is why you're here. You are here to serve. You are not here for yourself. Once you are here, that is, now you're off of your time. You are on the world's time, right? So figure out what that is and what that looks like for you with inside of your temple and your vessel and your body, and then start to live that and to replicate that outside of you. Now, with that being said, you're going to have to accept all that comes with it, right? So it may be situations like myself, or it may be situations like my brother, right? But understand that it is building you and molding you to get to ultimately where you want to be and a better person, right? And if you do that, I believe as young men, you know, we will be in a different place, so where it will be a lot more understanding and a lot more healing. You know, it will be a lot less emotional baggage and damage that will be carried, because you'll be a part of the healing process. In healing yourself, I'm telling you, you are going to heal any woman or anybody you come in contact with that is going to take on that relationship in that serious manner, because it is automatically infectious. Once you start that healing process on yourself, it's going to translate to everybody around you. But that's going to come as a gift, and it's going to come as a curse, because some people around you are not going to be ready to heal.
That's
and
right.
That is not on you. But they're going to be a part of your healing process. So you just got to be, you know, cognizant of that and trust that, and put your faith in whatever you have faith in that's outside of yourself. As long as you have something to put faith in that is not yourself, that is something that's a higher power than you, then put your faith in that and carry on and just keep living. That's just a little PSA I want to give the brothers out there real quick, because I don't want that to be lost in what's being said. Neither one is wrong. You know, we all have our life and our path that we have to go.
And it's always for the better. And it's always for the better. And like bro said, believe. You gotta believe in something. And I'm a firm believer that faith, that God is, you know, within us. So you gotta have faith in yourself.
But like they say, faith without works is dead. Work on yourself.
Work on yourself. That's what I'm saying. It all starts within. And you gotta look in the mirror. You gotta believe in you.
Know who you are, where you come from. Ask your mama, ask your daddy, ask your grandma, whoever's close to you. Who came first?
Who came
and
first?
Just track that as far back as you can and understand where you come from.
Right there. Knowing your past.
Listen, when your family talks, when your mother talks, your father talks, your grandmother, your grandfather, whoever you are blessed that still have in your life talk, listen. Because they're telling you about yourself.
I wish
I don't understand. Listen.
Definitely wish I would have listened more the older I get.
Shit.
I think that's all of us. I didn't listen. You know, people. Well, I'm gonna tell you this. When I had mentioned about never make a decision when you're desperate, I learned that from the Reverend Master P. Right. So I learned from him.
Yeah,
You know
always trying to drop knowledge
what?
on that.
Let me tell you something about Master P real quick. I actually saw him in the airport today. I saw him in the airport, and I was about to yell "bout it," but he was on the phone, so I don't think he would have heard. But you know what? That thing. You know, hey, that's before y'all's time anyway. So, but
you know how old I is.
32. Was that right?
You was close.
Oh, okay.
That's a good number though.
But no, when he said that, I was like, that's actually real. But the problem was that after he said that, because that was years ago, I came across that interview when he said that, I still was making bad decisions. Like my I guess downfall in life was always giving great advice, but never following my own, you know, and I had to stop beating myself up about that. I had to stop beating myself up, you know?
You got to realize that there's no such thing as a bad decision because you can't. That's counterproductive to, or what is that? That is, what do I want to say? That is juxtaposition to believing that all things happen for a reason. You can't say that you're making bad decisions if you believe all things happen for a reason. You just are doing the best that you can. If you were constantly walking out to your house and saying, I am trying to fuck up and I'm going to make the worst possible decision that I could possibly make, and I'm going to have the lowest possible outcomes and frequencies and impulses, so I'm going to eat the worst foods and I'm going to think the worst things and I'm going to absorb the worst, then you just that motherfucker. You feel me? But I haven't come across anybody like that. I believe we all are doing the best that we can, right? So if you're under that notion and you understand that everything happens for a reason, you're not making mistakes. You're making choices that lead to different things. The important thing is to understand what you're deciding and why you're deciding that and what the ultimate outcome of those decisions are, so you can start to point your choices and decisions in a direction that
you really want to go.
Elevates you in the way that you want to be elevated. That's all it is. It's no right or wrong or no bad, because who's the judge and who's the juror?
That's right.
Know? So it's like, it's about what we say and the energy and the words that we give off and the things that we think about ourselves. That's the thing that defeats us before we even start, is the energy in which we're able to just defeat ourselves without even thinking about it subconsciously, you know?
Like all them decisions that we deem bad, they just be lessons.
Man.
That's all it is. Like because when we say bad decisions, it's just, you just can't be so hard on yourself. You're too good for that. Like everybody, we all too good for that. Like but you know,
especially as a heavily melanated person.
Yeah, exactly. Man, like we got so much going for us, but you know, but at the same time, I feel like we use words like this because we expect so much from ourselves too.
I feel like we use words like that because that's the words that they've given to us, attract us in that frequency and vibration. And then it's not until we elevate and understand that these words are not, or were put here for a purpose and a reason, and that it's other words that we can have and choose. But because we the ones who stigmatize it, when we were in school and we saw a dude or a person who talked like I talk, how she talks, or how people who use words talk, oh, you white, or you being like this, or you look down and frown upon. So that was a design in which to trap us into a certain frequency and vibration to which we are emitting what we are emitting. So you just understand it's really simple. Like you can easily transcend by what you choose to say and what you choose not to say. And that automatically in turns and transitions to what you do and what you don't do, and what you accept and what you don't accept. And that starts to lead to those other decisions. That's why I say it's not bad. It just puts you in a different light, puts you in a different level, it puts you on a different playing field. Yeah, exactly.
That's what you do.
And every time you say it and every time you don't, the path changes.
But just make sure you got your eyes open and you're learning while you're on that path.
You guys are dropping.
Trying to switch up.
I love this. Y'all dropping. And sometimes, even if a person hears the first time, it's okay. It's, you know, it can be repeated. You know, let it be repetitive, and they gonna eventually get it. Eventually, they go, okay, I see what he was talking about. You know, so that's very therapeutic. Very therapeutic.
Yeah.
Man, have you thought about writing a book? You know, with your little isms.
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. I mean, there's a time for everything. I'm just like I said, doing the best I can with what I can. I'm focusing on being the best father and husband right now. But most definitely, we are both going to get to that New York Times bestseller list.
That's right.
So most definitely, I have it written down, and that is on the way and on the works. And it's not so just for me, like it's for y'all, like it's for everybody. It's for everybody, you know. Like I want to do that for everybody. I want to. Everything that I feel and how I think, and you know, I want to be able to hopefully enlighten somebody in which they can give that on, so that it changes the direction of our people as a whole in any society, not just this society, but any society in the future.
Right.
Listen, when I'm at New York's bestsellers times, I'm gonna go drink some champagne. I'm gonna upgrade from malt liquor to champagne. I'm tired of drinking more.
That's how you supposed to do.
You know what? No,
that's how you supposed to.
You already gotta see that. You gotta drink you gotta drink both. We come for both.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not a drinker, so like I mean, well, when I was younger, like when I was a teenager, you know, I would, you know, do that underage drinking, which really in certain countries not underage drinking. So technically, I was good, but in the U.S. of A, they be hating. But anyway,
peer pressure.
I've never had a 40 before. Have you ever had a 40 before?
No,
I've never had a 40.
Yes.
No.
Yes, plenty.
No, I have not.
I had Old English, High Life, Red Dog, all kind of stuff. You know,
I've had some nasty ass beers before, but I don't drink enough to have a whole 40 ounce of beer. I
just always wanted to pour it out for my like dead homies. I don't have any dead homies. I got a cat. When she dies, I don't pour it out for her. Pour it on her.
She got a while though, cause cats live for a bit.
You know, this cat is 2. She's gonna die when she's like 20. So 18 years from now, I'm gonna have a nice little funeral, you know, and stuff like that. It's going. Y'all gonna be invited to this cat's funeral, even if you don't like. I'm gonna do it via Zoom, okay?
For sure.
Wait.
I love all animals.
You don't like cats? Why don't you like cats? What's your reason why you don't like cats?
It's not that I don't like cats. I just don't fuck with them because I normally, if anything, I used to be a pet person. I'm not like a pet person really.
I can understand where you're coming from.
It's like a child to me. You know, I'd rather have children. I'm the type of person. I have as many kids as God bless me.
Yeah, I love both.
Shit. However many, I'll be Johnny Cake plus however many.
I love kids.
As far as like house animals, nah. But I do want to have like a farm, have some, horses, power to some chickens, pigs, some, everything walking around. But as far as like cats and dogs and all that type of shit, like they don't really serve a purpose to me.
Well, a dog?
You know what?
Dog more so, for security stuff like that. But especially like a cat, like it's more so emotional support stuff like that. But I got my wife and children for that. And we can go.
No, I feel that. But if I had like a little cat, I mean that's like my man's right there. Whenever you get an animal, I'll be like, oh, this is my little homie right here. Like I got a little papa at home right now.
Yeah,
my little dog.
And exactly, like my man's and them, they got dogs and stuff like that. So
so whenever you want to see them,
I got my little nephews and stuff, little furry nephews, and all that. But as far as just having one and owning one, and I was like, nah, let me put some bread down and let me get a cat, let me get a dog. Like nah.
No,
I used to have mice in my apartment back in Chicago. I had to get a cat.
I feel that too.
You would think that my cat is scary. Like one time I was told a bird flew in the house, right? The bird flew in her territory. Instead of her attacking the bird, she backed up and the bird flew out. Wow. I said, that's a punk.
That's like a dog let somebody kick the door in and just
But usually cats go wild for like other like cats usually on attack mode ready, like
they are, but she attacks me.
She got beef. Oh, I see that video.
She got the agent cat.
Hey, no, they got beef. Her cat got beef.
I I'm telling you, but you know the real reason. Y'all know the real reason why black folks really don't deal with cats is because ain't no way we gonna play with you, pet you, feed you, and then you walk past us for 3 days straight. Ain't no way.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? Look at this. He got the cat tatted on him. I got the cat tatted on him. That's funny. But you want to know what's crazy about every cat I had? Semi acted like a dog because I would like train them the same way I would train my dogs. So like I had an attack cat like at the crib. See, cats big on energy and shit like that. They are though. They like, smart. I guess they level of intelligence and feeling is kind of. It just gotta make sense. I mess with it though. I don't know. Like an animal bring a different spirit around. It reminds me of the spirit of a child. It reminds me of the spirit of a child. So I like the vibe and the and the feeling of it when I'm. No,
that's actually true. That's actually true. You know, before I got my cat, look, let me tell you something. So, I'm gonna have Never Land 2.0. So I'm gonna have it all. Listen. Let me say this. When I first got my cat, this cat, she came to us by accident. She came to us like 2 months old. See, those are the ones that I really don't fuck with. Like the stray ones for sure. Like you're not just about to walk up to my crib every day, and you got your own house. Like I gotta have me a straggler, bro. Like you don't need to be on these streets. Come in. Nah, bro. I'm trying show you the good life. I'm gonna tell you guys, I hate homeless cats. Why do you want to be homeless? If you don't get in my car and let me love on you, I hate homeless cats, man. I'm a good person. Vegas. Feel my spirit. Come to Las Vegas. Cats do love the streets. We got homeless cats. We got homeless people and dogs. You got it all. I mean, you can have all the animals. A lot of them want the streets though. Like a cat. A lot of cats belong to the streets, like you just said. I got a cat. My next door neighbor has a cat right now, right? It literally walks on the back like porch fence thing or whatever, the brick, and in the bushes and stuff like that, all day long. And at maybe like 3 o'clock at night, it'll go in the house underneath. Like they leave the garage like a little crack in it so it can come in the house. But that shit literally is like its own person. Like it has a 9 to 5. I've seen the bitch pregnant and had some random baby. Hey, look, cat don't know if she had him in the house, if she had him out the house, who the daddy is. Don't even know. Man, you know what? She belongs to the streets. I just can't have that around my child. That's not a good representation. I was gonna say that. That's too much going on. My cat will never do that. My cat will never do that. Okay. No, it's too much going on. That to me, like, and let me say this about my cat. Her name is Tony, right? So let me say this about Tony. When we first got her, I literally was trying to look for her parents. I used to drive all around in the different hoods, and I would roll down my window, yell, "Did you lose a child?" The cats would just like jump, and they would scram, and I'm like, man, I think they knew that I'm onto them. So I mean, you know what? I kind of want her to kind of return back to civilization, but you know, I kind of grown attached to her. And she's right now she's sleeping on the floor, so you know. I actually think that's the best place to have them. Like all the animals should be out in their natural habitat, at least to do whatever they do, and they should. That way, you can really get God's representation of what the fuck they were here for. That is unimpeded to man and anything that he had his ideas of and how they should be. And that way, you can start to really take a look at what they, because that's all that. Whatever you call the scientist that studies animals is, like, that's all he is he studies animals and the way that they move, and that's how we get so much science development and everything else. All of our biggest developments has come from sitting the fuck down and watching. Whether you're Aristotle and you looking up at the sky, whether you're Galileo or whoever who invented gravity, with all these motherfuckers, right? All they did was sit the fuck down and watch what the fuck was going on around. And it's a big thing. We so fake busy. Like everybody's so, I gotta do this at this time, I gotta do this and do this, and and the biggest thing that I've ever gotten the most joy out of is just sitting and watching my wife and sitting and watching my daughter and just looking. And I get so many great ideas and joy and inspiration and different flows of energy that you don't even know that or recognize that are always present. Like you can choose to tap into these things at any given time. It's never on or off. Like you never turn love off of somebody. It's just
when that representation comes back up and you get back in that mood and that thought comes back, oh, it's right there. It's never gone. Like the shit is always there. It's just about tapping in. And a lot of us are not tapped in because we so fake fucking busy. And we moving and this is so important and we got to get to this thing. We got to be doing this thing because it means this and that. And that shit don't mean nothing. Because you can have $1 billion and nobody give a fuck about you. And that's the worst, lowest, miserable vibration that there is to offer to this earth.
But you know, that right there just a decision away from being changed, bro. Man. I mean, but I don't know about the animals, bro. Some animals domesticated, bro. Like, I feel like a dog.
We domesticated them.
Yeah. I mean, like a dog was made. Like, a dog was really made to be, like, man's best friend, bro.
I get what you're saying.
Like,
its purpose was man's purpose for it. So if we were to free it, it wouldn't really have no purpose in the wild.
Yeah, like a lot of them will return to man's side.
I get what you're saying, and that's just deep.
You know what I'm saying? Like I really feel like pets is a blessing.
They are.
Like, that, almost like kids can be. You feel me? Like, only because I probably had so many though. You know.
I damn sure had at least 10 to 11 dogs in my life. But
has anybody ever tried to like because I've heard this before. Has anybody ever tried to like steal one of y'all's pets like growing up, or did steal a pet of yours growing up?
No, I never had one stolen, but I had one run away. I had one die.
Run away and I had one down. Well,
I didn't have to give every other one away for sure, whether we moved or it was too bad.
Gave one away because he was bad.
The only dog I ever
you guys like have flyers around your neighborhood saying, "Have you seen my dog?"
No.
We lived in the hood. No.
I mean, that's when I was out here. No, that's when I was out here, and I wasn't living in the hood, so I probably could have got the dog back, but I feel like my dog was running away because of the situation at home. Right? She ain't like. I feel like she was like, I'm good.
I feel like my mom said the dog ran away and she gave it.
She gave it. My mama definitely tried to hit me with that with my first dog because he was bad as hell. She was like, Rusty ran away. My daddy told me.
You know what? I think we all like. I'm gonna say this as well. Like when it comes with lying, I remember as a kid. And I'm gonna have to tell people this. I'm like, y'all know my mama never said no. I was the one who said my mama said no. I didn't just want to be with y'all. Like, I think we all have done that at some point where we fake pretend to go ask our parents. My mama said no. I was the one who said no. I lied to y'all.
I've only done that when I thought me asking my mom was gonna get me in trouble. Every other time, see, I'm the youngest of, well, I was the youngest of 3. But it really was 5 because I had steps. I got 2 step brothers, but that's my brothers. We don't have steps in my family. Like, nigga, that's my brother. Right. Even though my mom and their dad aren't together anymore, I still my brothers. But I was the youngest for such a long time. It was like until I was 10. It was like, shit, you gotta be careful, baby. Until forever. So it's like, I want to do everything that they doing. So when somebody asks to do something, they want to do it, I'm the one that's normally asking for them and for myself because I want to do everything that they doing. But then it was also the times where it was like, ask mom can we do this and can we do that and can we go here? Because I'm like, oh no, she said no, we can't do it. And I'm not asking it because I'm not about to get cussed out for asking her, can we do it? Oh, I'm not about to be the one. She's like, what the fuck y'all think y'all doing? Or what y'all trying to do? None of that, or she think we about to run a game on her or something. So I've done it in that way, but I've never like passed on. I was always the type of person who always was into some shit. I always wanted to do something. Always.
Yeah, I was the one that always couldn't go because my pops wasn't going.
You grew up in a strict type of family, like household?
Yeah, my pops was strict. He was strict. I used to get in trouble the same for the littlest shit, for the biggest shit.
What was the worst whooping y'all remember ever getting? Like the worst whooping? Because I got a story.
I think it might have been, I don't even know if I got a whooping for
that. I got to think.
I don't even think I got a whooping for that, but it might have been the time where I gave my sister smoke inhalation and almost burned down the house. But it wasn't really me, it was my brother. But I took the blame because I was the youngest one. and I didn't know any better, and I said I did it. But we both was in the bathroom playing with motherfucking matches. This is all we discussed this on the old podcast too. But that might have been the worst one. She told me to get in the tub, and I sat there soaked all day in the fucking tub, and she whooped my ass. And then I got back in the tub, and then I had to go to sleep. But I ain't really get too many like bad. Like all of them was bad. Like none of them felt good. Like all of them was bad. But I didn't get like out of the ordinary. Like I'm gonna get this big ass belt with all the studs and shit.
Yeah,
like
my dad had a rack of belts he used to use on me with like
special shit.
Like 100 belts on there. But it was just a chair with belts.
But my stepfather used to whoop me. It was worse. That nigga heavy handed. He big. He be this will hurt me more than it hurt you. And I always used to cry right before he said that shit because I knew the first one was coming right after. And then it was just like, but it just would never last long. Like in hindsight, you think it was the longest time of your life, but the shit literally lasted like maybe 30 seconds, if that.
But that's
like, maybe.
Nah, hit, bro. Mine lasted.
Sounded like a rap artist.
Nah, look, mine lasted for 10, 20 minutes, 30 minutes of like, lectures in between.
See, I got those, but to me, that wasn't a long answer because you talking most of the time, and as you talking in the middle of like hitting, you're not hitting me because I'm moving around and I'm jumping and I'm hot. So that's the only reason why you pausing it anyway.
Man, look, I couldn't move. That was gonna make it longer. I had so many rules.
I was shaky.
My pops was like,
you did the Harlem Shake on him
every time. Every time I stand still so you can just whoop my ass. Like no,
man, look. If I would have tried any kind of dip, mad move, anything, that's gonna be extra 2 minutes of ass whoop right there. My pops should be like, you better not move.
That's the extra 2 minutes of work that they about to have to go through to whoop my ass.
You know what? That's how you would think. That's how you would think, but no, they probably try.
My pops was at the RVR that he was in good shape. Just because he used to whoop my ass.
I used to do it, and it just was. I'm out of there.
My pops was pushing 240. 6'4", almost 6'5".
A football player.
I used to get whooped like on the man, like, oh, you was in school doing this? I'm about to show out on your ass.
I used to get slapped.
Oh, you doing it? Man, fuck slap. Like one time, bro, I got whooped so bad when I went back to high school. Everybody was like, "Dang, who beat your ass? Damn, bro, they jumped you. What happened?" Man, my pops whooped my ass. Lip fat, nose looking big, out.
I had to tell my school
bruises on my face, bro.
My dog jumped on my face. My mom scratched the shit on my face, bro.
I used to get, and that was fights like that.
All right, this is the question I got. Out of all the ass whoopings for the stuff that you did, how much of those lessons stuck with you after the ass
After
whooping?
that? Oh,
or what was the most important? Like, was it the actual physical pain of the ass whooping? Or was the lesson that was given to you and the word that came with the ass whooping? Like, what was the biggest thing?
What was the biggest thing?
I think the lesson that came with it, like, it taught me A, probably to be a little bit smarter, or B, don't ever do it again. Like, this is what it is.
But it's very rarely don't ever do it again. It's most of the time, all right, let me do it in this fashion so that I don't.
You better not get caught.
Because you always are going to have that impulse. See, that's the thing with me. I don't believe in whoopers now. Like, so you have to, if you don't want the person to do a certain thing, you have to get rid of the impulse to do it, right? The stimulus to want to do it. That's why you keep people busy, right? It's so they don't do the shit that they normally would fall addicted to in other situations. Because everything is intent on controlling your impulse. Everything, all of your senses, everything plays on your senses at all times. They're always working. If you're blessed enough to have
discipline right there.
Right? So it's like I learned a lot more from logic and understanding and being able to penetrate to my level of understanding, right? I didn't learn from pain. The lessons that I learned from pain are the ones that life taught me on my own. When I touched something that was too hot, or when I failed, I learned what that pain was, right? I learned if I could take jumping off of a certain thing at a certain height based on how that made my legs feel and this and that and so on and so forth, right? I didn't need anyone to administer pain for me to get a message. Like there's never been a time in my life where somebody has physically administered pain and I thought, you know what? I appreciate you for giving me that. And I thank you for the lesson that I learned from that. It's just never happened. It's always made me want to do the opposite. It made me resent you because I've always been under the impression that you're smarter than that. And you're better than that. Because anybody who was able to administer pain to me was also in a position of power to me. Right? So it was like, if you're in a position of power, my mindset was always you got into a position of power because you were smart. I was never under the impression that people got power innately and they inherited. I had to grow up in order to learn that, you know? And it's not, and it's something that now I'm able to pass down because it's like, shit. It's like, I don't make these decisions and I don't do things because I'm better than you or I'm a more powerful person. This is just what God gave us to do. Or this is what it is in this moment, right? It's going to be times where you are going to have that power. And believe it or not, you have it now, especially as my daughter, she's 2, she's barely talking, but she has the most power to me. Because I am going to capitulate to her every wants and needs. Because I understand that she needs me more than a lot of other people at this moment. She can't do a lot of the stuff that she needs done for herself. So I have to do it. It's just the energy and it's just the realization of what it is. So it's just like, and all of the parenting and all of the lessons that I learned, I actually learned a lot more from thinking back and looking back on shit and being like, oh, okay, this is how I felt and this is what I thought in that moment. It's like that shit still sticks with me and I can see people's consistencies and inconsistencies. And I learned way more from that than I ever did from whoopings. Now I could tell you why the shit happened. I think back and I laugh about it and stuff like that. But as I think back and laugh on it, it actually saddens me because it's like, shit, that shit should have never happened. Because if you really understood what I was saying and what I was doing and why I was doing it, then I would have never had to go through the physical pain. I went through physical pain because you didn't understand. I went through physical pain because you were in a point of not understanding and not at a level of knowledge to comprehend me. And that's not my fault because I didn't ask to be here. And I always felt that way. But it's not until I was able to interpret that and to speak on that right. You know, you start to change those relationships and that behavior.
No, I feel on that, but I ain't gonna lie, that pain gave me some patience though. It did, because even though you could touch something, know it's hot, and still want to touch them.
Yeah, but you gotta realize I know my tolerance for pain, and I only know what I can take. So when you tell me I can't take something, then I'm able to take it. It's I mean, no, it's different. It's like you can't take it. That's why you're telling me not to do it. It's because you can't take it. You think that you know, so it's just different. But at the same time, like a lot of time they just go back to what they know and what they was taught. You know what I'm saying? And that's the cycle that we are here to break. Yeah, then we just gotta find a better way to do it. But that don't mean with love and not fear. Yeah, with love and not fear. But that don't mean that it's all bad or it was all bad. Because I never said bad or good. Oh, no, you didn't. It's never bad. No, but I'm not saying you in general. I mean, I'm not saying you. I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying, in general. Like, because the environment that I was growing up in, me getting my ass whooped like that or having to worry about what might happen if I did certain things definitely played my mind where I could have been doing something different. Not to say that my pops couldn't have got to me in a different way, you know what I'm saying, because the negative that came with that was terrible. But after watching, you know what I'm saying, my son grow up and raising him and he's still growing, I could definitely understand if I was in a certain type of environment, how I would want to approach certain type thing.
Exactly.
So it's like I can't say that pain didn't help at all, because right now I'm real chill and laid back, cool in certain situations, because the stress that I was put under my pops as a kid. And even when I was younger, that helped in certain situations that was stressful. Or made me, or helped me make certain decisions that I felt like I needed to make to stay on a certain path.
Mm-hmm.
Only because I knew I might get my ass whooped. And that's just something real to say. But at the same time, like you said, that resentment that come with it, that the actual pain that come with it, and why you got to do me like that if you love me, I feel you on that too.
To me, it does more harm than good. But at the same time, it doesn't, because everything is 50-50. The best thing that happened to you, the worst thing that happened to you, it's going to be perspective-based. Right. And it's literally just a thing that's happening to you. It just is. At the same token, it presents a place for self-doubt and unawareness to grow.
Yeah.
And then that leads to a seek for validation in things that do not really fulfill, right? And that is detrimental in our community.
Yeah.
That leads to addiction, murder, and death. You know, it's something that we are stronger than, and
it's almost like
able to transcend
when you do stuff like that, bro. Like it could work, but it's a lot of negativity.
We are smarter and more superior beings than a
beast. Yeah.
That's it. That's real.
It's definitely something else. We should always be improving and moving forward.
I feel you. That to me, that's reverting back to slavery. To me, like that is master treatment. Like that is
like whipping and
that
stuff.
That is where it like comes from. Shit is like,
no, you're right.
Literally, why would I? If we talk about that shit being so bad and fucked up, and we see how it has affected us 400, 500 generations later, why the fuck would I do that to my child so that could 500 generations past my child still be there? Fuck no.
Yeah, like I ain't gonna lie, like, I'm definitely a big believer in like letting go as much as we can from that era.
Just like I just don't have to do it in that way. I don't have to beat you down. I don't have to physically pull you down, or mentally. I don't have to beat you down.
Just be able to,
I can uplift you and lift you up
and still put you where you need to be.
Exactly. Yeah. And you will actually be in a better position because you will love yourself, and in you loving yourself, you're automatically going to love me.
Oh yeah. And the kids love is so unconditional.
Mm-hmm.
They gonna love you through it all.
On earth.
Man, they gonna love you through it all. Just like the cat though. The cat, I'm telling you, animals are similar. Cause they appreciate you too.
Mm-hmm, they do.
They definitely do.
They do.
They know who take care of them. The animals know who take care of them. That's funny.
No, they do. Yes, she does. Even though she
shout
out
my baby shirt. Black Lives Hella Matter.
There you go, Black Lives Hella Matter.
I want to say I'm sorry to Breonna Taylor. I want to say I'm sorry to her parents. We still praying for you. We still acknowledge what happened. And we are still unsettled. We are not giving up on justice. Anything that is in our power that we are able to do, I promise you, we are doing it.
We cannot be bought.
And
justice is definitely not paid for.
All those who have come before and who are to come, we are very sorry, and we are hell-bent on making sure that the ones who came before pay their sacrifice isn't in vain.
Yeah, we gonna keep moving forward.
That it sparks a change to where it ceases to exist.
They just want us to
come hell or high water.
Yeah, they want us to keep going because that's what they'll be doing if they were still here. That ain't gonna stop. We're not gonna let it stop. Every little decisions we make, like towards people, like even this right now, like what we doing right now with the podcast and everything. This like I love to see what black people doing right now. There's so many black entrepreneurs and people like really living their dreams and moving toward what they want to be. That's to me that's true freedom, and that's what every person of color, every person really deserves. But like I'm all for breaking further from this slavery stuff, and I feel like even working in 9 to 5 is a part of that because you know we all been there, we got bills.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta do what we gotta do. And that's how they get us every time. That's how they get us every time.
That's right.
So
That's okay though. We breaking free, y'all. We looking real free right now on Zoom.
That's right.
Looking real free right now on Zoom. It's probably like 100 episodes between us or something. For real. I was looking at that list on Spotify. Sis for that work.
Surely, man. We ain't even put a year in, but we got so much more to go, man. Just so thankful and grateful for opportunities like these, and
right.
just, you know,
this what it's all about.
Being able to do what we like to do, and also help as many people as possible, and to give back outside of ourselves. Because none of us can take this shit with us to the grave. Like, it's incumbent upon us to get this information out that we have, you know.
All this good information, all these good vibes we giving out, all these smiles we giving out.
Most definitely. And comedy is the best way to do that. So I definitely think that is the
best
most powerful and profound way to reach people, man.
Right. Who don't like to smile?
That's true. Comedy is the best medicine. It really is.
Sure.
Like
no,
it's like when I'm feeling down, I go listen to myself, or I go listen to some of my favorite comedians, or whatever else it may be.
Now, are you gonna go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is what people think. People think they're like, Kyndra, you're so happy-go-lucky. Like, you get sad, you get angry. I'm like, guys, I'm still human at the end of the
day. I feel
right. Just because I'm smiling right now, I mean, it's 24/7 right now.
You have to check on your strong friends. You gotta really check on your strong friends, man. Check on people in general, but really the strong friends who really seem like they got it together and everything else. Like, we go through it. Like depression, you don't realize like how bad depression can be, like, and when you become an adult. Like, I remember watching SpongeBob as a kid and seeing how
a lot of jams in there.
Seeing how Squidward was always down and he was frowning, but when you get older, you can relate to Squidward.
You understand Squidward a lot when you get older.
You do. Same thing with Britney Spears when she had shaved off her hair, and you're like,
ain't nobody understand. What's wrong with this girl? She got
but
all
now
this money.
You understand. Life will take you there.
Like I was definitely one of the people that everybody thought like, oh yeah, Jason got this, he got that, he got it all together, got that. Like everybody, I'm talking about from Vegas to Chicago and wherever else people know me from. Everybody thought like I had it all together. Even I was at a point where I felt like I had it all together, and I was ready for the next point. And then life just hit me with that change, and I was like, dang, life is hard. Like, made me slow down and think about some things. Like, dang, life is hard.
It's just all about teaching me a lot about people, man. Because there's some people who say that, and I gotta appreciate it because it means you're in a situation in a place where you perceive that you are worse off than myself, and that's always a position where, you know, you hate for anybody to be in, especially when you understand you're not where you want to be as a person, you know.
Right.
So it's just tough in that regard, and then also when people think, you know, that you ain't where you supposed to be, it's like a blessing and a curse too, because it's like, okay, well, you think highly of me and you think more of myself than maybe I'm thinking of at the moment, you know, so that's always inspiring. But then it's like, well, shit, you also think that I'm just innately stupid or something because that's the only reason why I'm not where I'm supposed to be. Like, my nigga, is just life is life, and this is the time, and this is what it is, you know. So it's all about finding that balance and being able to appreciate people for, you know, what it is.
For what it is, yeah. Most definitely.
Whether you expect more or less, you got to get rid of the expectation and understand that this is what it is, and this is where I met you at, and this is the level that we are at, and this is what we're going.
This is what I'm working towards.
It's all about today. Everybody say there's no fucking It's all about the past or the future. All that other crazy shit. And to me, that shit just it doesn't vibrate with me. It doesn't resonate with me. It's like it's really about now. It's literally about now. Tomorrow is a bunch of todays. Like it's never really a tomorrow.
Without today,
like, it's
without
today. It's
yeah,
really about today. So you gotta maximize that opportunity. And yesterday,
it's all relevant.
Gone.
Yeah, yesterday is gone. But you can learn from yesterday, though.
But can you really?
Yeah, of course.
But can you really? Of
course.
But can you really?
Remember, we were just talking about our
all you're
past,
doing is
bro.
learning about what today is. Because you're not really learning about yesterday, because that shit still is today. Like,
it's today. But yesterday was at one time of today. And you can look back on yesterday.
Can you really?
Of course.
Nah, I'm fucking with you. I know you can.
Of course. Of course, you know that.
But yeah,
I like
that's the biggest
confident. You kept saying the same answer. Sometimes when you ask a question, they change their answer. You always gotta be confident though.
Oh, everything. Oh, yeah. But nah, it's really about the past and the present. For sure. Because you are what you came from. You are that lineage in which that was before you, and all the decisions that were made before you, because that plays a part of with the vision that you are living in today. You know.
Right.
But as far as tomorrow, you got to do that today.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Today dictates tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. It's just about today. Whatever you do today.
And let me say this. Tomorrow's not promised. That's why I suggest people swing on people today.
No, that's right.
She said swing today.
Yeah, swing. No,
swing today.
Right.
Tomorrow's not promised.
Take advantage. Exactly.
Man, if you ain't never popped your cherry, you ain't never been in a fight in your life, you gotta get in the one for sure.
Yeah, you definitely.
I done lost a finger to a fight, though, so I'm my fighting days are done. After that, but shit.
Man,
I'm tired of fighting.
I seen my man's with a perfect finger. The next day, came back in the cash like, "What's up, bro? What happened?"
You know what's so crazy? I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Here's a sad fact about me. I've never been in a real fight before. Like
that's good.
People, that is not a sad thing.
That's great.
No. I'm gonna tell y'all why.
Ever happened to you?
That's great.
And I'm gonna tell you why it's the best thing.
You tell me why, and I'll tell you why I think it's sad.
All right, tell me why it's sad first.
Yeah, I gotta hear why it's sad because you right now.
Because back in that day in middle school, high school, it was like there were some people who they remind me of the customer's not always right. Like the customer needs have a can of whoop on them, open up or whatever.
I seen your skit about that too.
And it's like, my thing is, there are some people who will bully you. There are some people who will keep bothering you. Like I've tried the whole let me ignore them, but people will still, I've had people throw stuff at me. Like people like that deserve, to get thrown across the room or whatever, and everything else. It's like, for me, I guess it's a good thing in a way because it shows that I have self-control. But there are some people that I can list a name, but I'm not going to because I ain't got time to be sued. So I can list some names, okay, who actually, if I was not afraid, and that was the reason why I never fought, because I was afraid if I lost, kids would be joning me for a month straight. But someone told me, they said, Kyndra, the best way to learn how to fight is just to fight. You're not gonna win every fight. You're not gonna win every fight.
No.
So why? Okay, so tell me why you think it's a good thing that I have not been in a fight before.
The biggest blessing, expectations, right? Perception. Nobody knows what to expect from you. First of all, right? Second of all, as you said, self-control.
Yeah.
Being able to withstand that. And whether you know it or not, that actually gives you more power. So when it is time for you to fight, you will actually have the strength that you need and power that's stored behind you from all those times where you fought the fight that you didn't even recognize you were fighting.
You fought the fight within and was winning. You weathered the storm.
And because of that, when it is time for you to fight on the outside, you're going to summon something that you never had to use before.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that does not work for everybody. And that does not work for the battles that some people choose to pick. But because you are smart and you've discerned how to choose your battles, the battle that you fight will be one that you know you will win, whether it is consciously or subconsciously, because you have trained that thing inside of you to know, all right, no, this is not the person that I step up to, because I feel the energy. I know that this is something that is more able to take on the energy that I am able to give out, right? This is something that's going to swallow my energy. Building up what you have built up, you're going to be able to discern, oh no, this is something that I am fully ready for, something that I am about to encompass and swallow. And they have no idea, because this is not something that's typically of my character.
Right.
But
nature.
I got time today.
Right.
Today I got time.
Right.
You know? So it's actually to your benefit. I promise you.
Yeah.
No, you know, the only problem that I have now is like people are so scary where instead of them trying to fight you, they'll want to shoot you because they're afraid to lose a fight. And then my thing is like, guns have been around weapons have always been around, you know, since the beginning of time. But my thing is like, whatever happened, just fighting one-on-one, not having a group of people jump in to try to beat you up, not having to come back a couple of days later, y'all still fight. Like, to me, it's like, let that be it. Once you fight, that's it.
Because we've elevated the importance of loss. We've told people that because you've lost one time, you are that forever. And because this thing happens, we're going to hold it over your head. It used to be a time back in boxing where the best fought the best, and they just kept fighting each other because they're the best. Yeah. It didn't matter who won or lost. We all wanted to see that fight because they are the best of the best. Yeah. And they beat anybody else who isn't really of their caliber, right? But then we got to a point where it's like, okay, well, we're going to pick and choose our battles. We're going to pick and choose our fights, because if we lose everything.
Exactly.
Right? It started to become I can't lose. Yeah. I can't lose. So now the ultimate I can't lose came from, okay, now I'm not about to lose this fight, is to I'm not about to not come home. I'm about to win ultimately. So people got to the point where they thought, okay, well, I got to take your life before mine gets taken. And then it became until the what do I want to say? Yeah. In terms of street culture, it became the popular thing. Like, everybody knew the dude who had the body, and everybody knew, like, oh shit, he's the real nigga. He's the nigga that everybody's scared of and afraid of. And then everybody having guns, and everybody wanting that, oh, I'm unfuckwittable. I'm not going to be the one who gets got that day. I'm not going to be the one who has to give up my jewelry. I'm not going to be the one who gets robbed. I'm not going to be the one who, you know.
Everybody think it's not going to happen.
Which is actually the opposite. Because I know a lot of niggas who sell drugs that got robbed multiple times, but they still selling drugs. They still making their money. They still coming back. They still doing, you know. So it's like, actually, they kind of stronger, because you would have got robbed and never came back to sell another pack a day in your life. And they're able to go through something that you perceive as the worst thing in the world, but they're able to overcome it and continue to grow and prosper because they're not willing to let some shit stop them, you know? So it's both sides to each thing, but it's like we started to glorify that shit, and then it was like everybody now is scared to lose because they ain't never really been through no fight in the first place. So that's always the most dangerous person. The one that's backed up into the corner. The scariest person is always the most dangerous.
Yeah, that's the most dangerous.
Because that's the one who's tapped into that fight or flight.
Unpredictable. You don't know what
either they're going to get the fuck up out of there, or they're going to fight you to the death.
Man, or take you out just because they feel the threat.
And isn't that the problem we have with the police? They the most scariest motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
Ain't that why we keep dying?
Yeah, because they act like, oh, I can't let this nigga do this. I can't let this nigga do that. I'm not gonna be.
It's because everything that is about Black people to them has been put fear behind it. Yeah. It's had a negative connotation.
Of course.
And people who look like us or dress like us, who think like us or talk like us, normally come with a level of danger to them. Yeah. And that's always been the message from their side. Yeah. We present a danger to them.
We present a danger.
You know,
I mean, the police ain't nothing but, you know, slave.
And it's always been the opposite. But because of what we do when we project onto people, it gets projected onto us.
It's real.
Yeah.
That's very real.
Yeah, like people not gonna take them losses. Like everybody well, you know, losses hurt. And people rather run away from that pain or loss than do anything they have to do just to get that win. That's a dangerous person.
That's why you got to approach people with that winning opportunity.
Yeah, you do.
Always got to be approaching people with the means to help and not hurt.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I try to come from love as much as possible and not come at all. I just stay in my own bubble. If I'm not rocking with, you know, how you moving and how you rocking, I'm gonna just keep doing my own thing. But if I am, I'm gonna most definitely go out of my way to try to add whatever I can add to it.
Right. Or I'll at least let you know.
Or highlight it at least.
I'll at least let you know I'm rocking this shit.
You know?
I ain't no
especially if it's coming from our people.
Oh yeah. I feel like especially if it's coming from my people, especially when they be younger than me.
And I've actually sworn to myself not to do physical harm to my people. You know,
good.
Anyone who looks like me.
No, you right.
You know, it's just a misunderstanding at the end of the day.
Yeah,
they not know. You know.
Yeah, and we already got enough going against us, and we look at us as a whole.
As Chris Rock just said on this interview, it's a lot of responsibility and power as the person who knows better to do better and to thank for the person who they know doesn't really know better.
Yeah.
You know, instead of you taking advantage or you blaming them or going down that hole of they don't know better, you have to do by your you know responsibility.
You got to show them what's better by being what's better. The best thing you could be is an example. Because words ain't gonna cut it. It's just nothing. Words without action is nothing. It's almost nothing. I don't say it's nothing because it still means something. But from actions, that's where it's at. That's man, especially if you're younger than me, bro. Like I always felt like that. Cause I used to always have to show you look up to me. Working in the clothing store, just.
Dun dun dun.
No, we back.
I took my foot off of it. Hold on, I gotta put the headphones in. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Jackie. There you go.
Let me put this back up.
We failed. We just had a little fall from grace right there.
Yeah. But nah, that's for real.
That's a little fall from grace. Wow. Y'all really got me thinking.
That's what it's about, bro. That's what we do this for, man.
Yeah, you know.
Every time we do this for. I'm just glad, because, you know, I didn't know what to expect. You know, I'm just glad you on this type of energy and vibe, too. So it makes it much easier to flow free, you know, and say what we got to say and what we normally say, because not everybody be on this type of time, you know.
And I love a female perspective.
So it's definitely refreshing.
Female perspective is super refreshing.
I'm not gonna lie though. I think we are.
Where we at?
Cutting it with the time. No, I think it's still recording. No, I think we still got time. I don't even know how long we've been doing it, but it's cool. I think it'll keep recording.
Yeah, we got time.
Like we Gucci.
Okay. Yeah, we got time.
Cause we're not doing it on what you call it. This so.
Right, this a prop right now.
Keep it.
It's the Trey Songz one.
I think we solid now. That's right. Good.
Yeah, good.
Oh, look, it's falling again.
Oh, I don't have to get you a better stand, kid.
I get it off the end of the thing. Like the phone too heavy or something. Headphones pulling.
Might be.
All right, I think we solid.
Oh, man.
Damn, I don't even know what we was talking about. All that sudden crash.
All that sudden crash and excitement. Nah, I know we was just talking about how nobody want to take these losses from these fights.
Oh, yeah.
But at the same time, with somebody like you choosing your battles, though, I mean, like, sometimes fear is good. Fear save your life.
For sure.
That's a natural instinct.
It's a thing that boosts that adrenaline when people in that fight or that firefighter got to run up that flight of stairs and save that baby, or that it's just all those things that we don't even realize that we have the potential to tap into until we have to do it, and it's forced upon us, you know.
Right, and a lot of things we perceived as weak that we might have did when we was younger, a lot of times you get older, you learn that was a big strength because a lot of people wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Only mainly because a lot of people just wouldn't do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like to give in to impulse definitely show a certain type of weakness. Discipline is everything.
Mm-hmm.
And you was showing discipline at a young age. Like that's something that we put our kids in karate for, sports, talk to them about it every day.
Man.
It was a big reason why my pops was laying hands when he was just trying to teach me some discipline. I know he was. But some people just got it, get it. But that's a blessing right there. Every time.
I got some questions, so I'll do this one first.
No, I do not have a lottery ticket. That's the question. I don't have to win a lottery ticket. I'm sorry.
No, you funny.
Oh, yeah, you got the little Bow Wow ticket. Calvin?
Nah, who are, I would say, favorite, but who are some of the comedians that made you want to get in comedy? Whether they be your favorite or not. Maybe they were some of your least favorite, but you like, fuck it, I can do it better than they can. Or some of your favorites, you know.
Okay, I can give you my top 5. Give you my top 5 was who I was studying after, in a sense. In no particular order. Steve Harvey.
Okay.
Cedric the Entertainer.
Okay.
Arnez J. People sleep on Arnez J.
I love
Arnez is hella funny. It's physical. Funny. He got a different type of comedy. Like he puts his whole body. Arnez, if you ever see him on stage, like, he sweats. Like it's like a workout. Like he's into his comedy. I love Arnez. I like that one.
Man's the truth. Carlos Miller. He's out of Oxford, Mississippi. Wow. He's on out. He is good.
Carlos.
He is.
We rep 85 South for sure.
Okay,
and my last one is Chris Rock. Those are my top 5 for now. For now. Because I want to do somebody different than Pryor and Chappelle and Kevin Hart. Like I want to kind of go outside the box in a sense.
Yeah, mine is kind of outside too, but I got the goats in there too as well. If I do the top 5, mine is Dave Chappelle.
True.
Kevin Hart.
True.
I would say it's kind of a tie between Chris Rock, Eddie Murphy. So I would give them like that number 3 spot to themselves. And then I would say D-Ray Davis and Deion Cole.
D-Ray's my man.
D-Ray's good.
D-Ray and Deion Cole make me laugh like I've never laughed before. Like all of them that. And then my honorable mention will actually be Gary Owen. Gary Owen is fucking hilarious stand-up. Stand-up. He's in the top 10 all-time stand-up, hands down to me. He is hilarious.
Yeah, man, almost like yours, but mine a little different. I have to go with no particular order. Lavelle Crawford.
Okay.
I gotta go with Ricky Smiley. Marlon Wayne, like he funny and he just started doing like regular stand up. I just think his journey is cool to see how he started acting in movies first, and then hopped on stage.
I got different categories, so I do like stand up, I do TV, and I do.
True. I gotta hit him with Dave Chappelle because I could still watch that show every day.
Yeah, the Chappelle show.
Yeah. And like all his stand-ups, his type of comedy is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And last but not least, my boy Mike Epps. Like he just reminded me of a couple of people I grew up with. And it's just everything they did and said was funny. And he just acts stupid. Like he don't even gotta be a comedian. He's somebody I feel like that I could just meet and hang around and laugh all day.
See, I would do, if we doing stand-up, I would say, I would go stand-up be Dave. I said Dave. I would say Kevin, Eddie.
Cat Williams on the low.
I would say Dion and D-Ray. Right? And then if I'm saying sitcom or TV funny, I'm going to say Martin, Jamie Foxx, Marlon. Really the Wayans as a family, to be honest with you. They all fucking funny. I'm going to go, I kind of want to put Jim Carrey in there, but I'm going to leave him off, and I'm going to go with Bernie Mac, and I'm going to go with, for TV funny.
Yeah, right. Like, I never noticed how many comedians.
I'm going to go Monique.
Man. Yeah, Monique hilarious.
I'm going to go Monique. And then if we're going to do movies, I would say Mike. I would say Chris Tucker. I would say.
I like Chris Rock.
I would say.
Oh, you know who else I put on the movie? Well, I put Charlie Murphy on that. God, that's just so. He was funny in every movie. Man.
I would say Adam Sandler.
Top, Mr. Deeds.
I would say. I kind of want to say Will Ferrell. We talk about classic, funny ass movies.
If it's that movie, I'd definitely say Kevin Hart. One of my favorite.
But I got him on stand-up
like,
already, so I'm trying to put somebody else in there on the movies.
But Paper Soldier's like one of my favorite comedies that nobody really watch. I don't want nobody know that.
You know who this is gonna be my fifth, and this is no order, but even though he's not a comedian, he always has the best comedic role. Samuel L. Jackson. He turns roles that aren't even supposed to be funny into comedy in movies, and adds that element. So I'm gonna go with Sam.
He gotta be the funniest person. He make cuss words funny.
That thing makes everything funny. But him and Bernie Mac, like Soul Man, that has to be one of the funniest duos ever on screen to me. So is that's up there with Richard Pryor and Eddie of Harlem Nights and It's that shit is hilarious. But that actually leads into my next question. Would you like to go the stand-up route? I know we kind of closed down right now, but Atlanta kind of popping. Y'all got some clubs open up to where you could perform out there right now, right?
Yeah. Well, let me say this about my way of doing comedy. I'm more of because I don't know how to actually do stuff like where it's any single ladies in the house, and I don't know how to follow up with that. I'm more so let me just talk, and then people just start laughing. Like I'll pull up in the hood, or I might be at a little kickback party or whatever, and then I'm just like the comedy act of the hour. Like I start talking to people, and people are just laughing, and
but that's
they don't
how
want
it starts. If you study stand up, that's really how it starts. I believe that's the basis of. Go ahead.
No, bro. I ain't gonna cut you off because you're right. Like you said.
I was just asking. I know you might not be into it right now. Just saying, is that something that you look into trying to do? I know
I
thought probably the hardest part because you got to stand on stage and be in front of people for sure. So I know.
And then the delivery has to be good.
But to be honest, that's where the money is at. That's where the controlling and everything is at. But I mean, now we own this media kind of thing too. But even though this shit ain't ours, like. Zoom ain't ours, Instagram ain't ours, and Snapchat and all that. But at the same token, you definitely want to be able to own your material and your IP, your intellectual property.
Yeah, stand up definitely one of them ways.
I think you could do it.
I definitely think you do it, especially when I saw that. But that's why I like Marlon so much, though, bro. Because he was at first all he was doing was the TV and the movies, and then he ain't started doing stand up till he was like 40. His stand-up special was cool.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I didn't get the impression from the videos because you were making different videos, but like just in talking to you in your timing and your the way you dissect things and your thought process is different, and it's fun, and it's something that can be developed on stage for sure. And I think it would translate into everything, whether it be interviewing or just everything, movies, things like that. I think it'll be a good thing for you to branch out into conquering the world as the real nigga in charge as you want to be.
You know what? I'm trying. I'm gonna try to make it happen. I'm gonna try. And then also the thing is when I'm standing in front of like a room full of people, I start getting like very nervous. I don't know why it's like. I don't know why. So I gotta conquer that as well. So.
You gotta know where you stand in the room. You gotta be sure of yourself. You gotta understand what you bring to the table.
Like that particular battle is super internal. A lot of people think it's like an outside. That battle's super internal, bro. Like, and it's crazy that you say that because, like, it reminded me of when you was telling me how you didn't fight. You'll get over that quick as soon as you figure out, like, how you can make everybody laugh because you got that power already. Stand-up is just showcasing that power. Like that's all stand-up is, especially comedians so powerful. To have that power, everybody looking at you and everybody cracking up like, oh man, this just hit me. Somebody who I forgot that's definitely a GOAT to me, Lil Duval. I feel so disrespected.
Lil Duval is good. He's good. I look forward to his foolishness every day.
He is the antithesis of entertainment.
And he speaks so much truth in everything he says.
I can't even call him just a comedian. He's an entertainer. Like
he is an entertainer.
Everything he does is to entertain.
Yeah, his comedy so
nice music.
So
and
nice
you actually right, but see, I would be remiss. The stand up for me is Rolling Powell. I like Rolling Powell before he was Little Duval. That's when he was killing stand up.
We had the dreads.
Exactly, when he had dreads.
But he had the dreads. That's what
and everybody's music.
Yeah, everybody. He's a stay with T.I. That was funny.
When he did the remix to Magic Soul Child.
I've never seen. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I've never seen T.I. in person before.
That's crazy.
And I would think you would have ran into him about 70, 11 times. I would have thought you ran into him, the Migos, 2 Chainz, Killer Mike.
I get out, but I'm not in the right areas. I'm not in the right areas. The only people I've seen who are from Atlanta, Ludacris, that was when he had braids, Jermaine Dupri, and Young Thug, he came to my job. That was it. Like I don't see these people. They everywhere except where I'm at. Like I don't know. One day I'm manifesting. We gonna hang out.
There you go.
Monica.
Yeah. Right now, don't worry. You still gonna run into them. They ain't going nowhere. They bought houses out there, so you gonna run into them. Hey, one quick question.
Especially the T.I.s and Killer Mikes.
When you saw Young Thug, did he have a dress on?
You funny as hell. Why you gonna try that, man?
He smelled like it. He smelled like it.
I mean, he know he was justice. He a fashion icon.
Like, let me tell y'all. This particular day where he came to my job, it was nothing but like a chance type of like meeting type of thing. Mm-hmm. Like when I smoked Snoop Dogg's blunt, that was a chance. Let me tell you a quick little story. So with Young Thug, earlier that day, this is when I worked at Walmart. Walmart is the 13th grade level of high school. Back to what I was saying. Earlier that day, my mama had pissed me off about something. Like she was trying to get crunk with me, and I could have got crunk with her too, but I had to go to work. Anyway, so I'm driving to work, and I'm like really upset because I can't even get my praise and worship on because my mama done made me mad, right? So I'm driving to work. And they told me, they said, look, this is around Christmas time. And they said, we're going to put you in the toy department. And that's the worst time of the year to be in the toy department during Christmas because now you got these baby-ass kids
everything.
Rumming, messing stuff up. And they only wanted me in the toy department because they stereotype me. They say, you're a black woman. And black women take control. And then this is what this white girl, she was trying to, like, I knew what she was trying to say without saying it, right? So anyway, I said, okay.
She set you up. She played all the parts that she needed. She's like, I'm not doing this shit you doing, nigga.
Basically.
Exactly. So I'm in the toy department, and one of my coworkers was like, cause Doug tried to come in incognito, right? He tried to come in incognito. He had like 10 people around him, his little entourage. One of my coworkers was like, I think that's Young Thug up there.
You can't come in
I
incognito.
I said, okay.
No,
so I went up there and said, I think that is him. So I had to get myself in control. I had to like do a woo-saw before he decided to come to the toy department. He came with his crew. One person on his crew was like, came and started talking to me to see if I was cool. And then when I just acted like I, didn't know who that was, that's when he came over and he started talking to me. And we talked for like 45 minutes. And in my head, I'm like, nobody's gonna believe that he actually chose me to help him shop for his 20 kids, right? So I said, can I get you know how rappers like they got kids in every different state of anyway. So
you funny as hell.
Every different state.
So I'm like, guys, come on now, y'all ain't wrapping it up. Didn't they teach y'all something in health class? Y'all ain't paying attention. Did y'all not have HIV? Like, come on now. Back to what I was saying. So I said, can I get you? I said, is it cool if I get you, on my Snapchat? This was back in 2017. He said, yeah, that's cool. And then he rubbed my butt at the end. That's not the Christmas gift I wanted. I wanted him to actually pay for something else. I wanted over here rubbing my butt. And he tried to like halfway cheat on me with his little girlfriend, who I think is his beard. But anyway, I'm just saying, that's not a black man. That's a black girl. Black men don't cheat, okay? Come on now. Only women wear dresses around here. Come on now. That ain't no black man. He cheated. That's just his beard. But he was nice, so I like his teeth. I had nice little teeth and everything.
You from there, so you say whatever you feel you gotta say about
I don't care. Y'all
can
fight me. I don't care. You want to send some hate? Send to I don't care. I don't talk crap about Atlanta. I don't care. I'm just keeping it real. I'm not gonna sit here and sugarcoat nothing. Tell you, man.
I ain't got no rap and no discussion for nothing about what a man put on his body, man. He do whatever he wants.
Hey, man, that's funny.
He's grown ass man.
I think it's funny.
I ain't got nothing to do about it, and I ain't gonna spend no time talking about it.
I think it's cool. He doing what he want to do.
You know what's crazy? The Boondocks predicted this, and people want to sit here and think it's like my thing is like just be a man. Men are supposed to do certain things, and it's like they are trying to, and this could be a discussion for another day, but they are trying to condition you, make you think that type of stuff is cool, and it's really not. Like men wearing purses, men wearing lipstick and everything else. Like, come on now, be a man. Just saying.
It's just an issue I have with that, because what is a man? Like, what is the quintessential? Like, where's the handbook? What is the do's and the don'ts? And what is classified as a man? Because I've done some shit that I believe is very admirable, and I've been told that ain't what I was supposed to do, and I wasn't being a real man. But because being a real man to that person was some bullshit.
I mean, but men aren't supposed to like cross-dressing. You as the man, you're not gonna cross-dress.
I feel you, but what about the man that says I can wear whatever the fuck I want because I'm so masculine as a man that I can make any and everything masculine? Because it's not about what's on me, it's about who I am and what I am.
People always try to push that.
I know. It's like a double-edged sword. That's why I said that's a conversation. Like, I can get you with y'all.
That's why I said it's all about the man.
About the man. At another day, most definitely. Like that topic right there is a topic within itself.
And I'm not saying that he said that, because I'm not that man. I'm just saying, I think about the scrutiny that I would get doing and making my own choices and decisions and what I want to push as far as narrative is concerned. So I don't know why he did it, what the purpose was, or I mean, he told you why he did it. He said, I want to dress because I had a stick. He had a pretty big gun that he had to put under the dress.
One day I'm gonna actually interview Thug. I'm manifesting that. So one day I'm gonna interview.
That's the thing. See, that's the best thing. See, I like that. See, just ask, being able to just ask him. Like, hey,
I'm gonna have to probably ask him that type of stuff. There's some things you can't talk about on camera. We're gonna talk about that off camera. He can tell me. I'm like,
cool
who contacted you? What's going on, brother? You know.
I mean, but you want to think about Thug though. I don't know if you know, but it seems like a lot of that kind of toned down once you start paying attention to his music a little bit more. Because he went from full dress on Jeffrey to he looked normal on that.
So you gotta like some of our old African like garb and stuff kind of looks like dresses, like even from the stuff that used to just cover. Like if you go to the little shorts that got the sides cut off and it's just a flap in the front and a flap in the back, like that's traditionally African. Like so, who's to say that the dress wasn't made from that? And that's what he's representing. It's just a lot of different things, you know, and the only way to know is to ask, you know, and to go behind, you know, just what people want you to think about a certain person for doing a certain thing and a certain reason. Most definitely.
But that's why I think the biggest factor of stuff like that come from. It make you pay attention, no? Make you something else to think about.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and all it helped his cause.
Mm-hmm.
Of staying relevant. That was definitely some relevance.
You know what? All publicity is still good publicity. That's what I say about that. It makes it, you know, you can do something crazy, you're gonna still be relevant. So
exactly, people gonna be watching.
They always watching.
Yeah, oh yeah. But I feel like he calmed down from that a lot.
I feel like Kanye West showed us that.
Man, he's showing us that.
Man.
Anything my man's do, he on
both sides. You can be on both sides of the fence, or dramatically, you can go from left to right, left to right, left to right. As long as you are saying the right things that most of the people on that left or most of the people on that right want to hear, and you cover it up in a little bit of this and a little bit of that, you know, you're going to be able to slide through. Now, it's going to be some people who call you out, but the majority of the people aren't privy to the information and the knowledge that the people have that are calling you out. So it's going to go over their head.
They're not even looking at it from that perspective. Are you not entertained? Yeah, people like to.
That's all it is, bro. All it is smoking mirrors. They just looking at some shit that they don't even really realize what they looking at. It's just like how all these bills get passed. All the shit that they put into these bills and then they're passing in the Senate and shit like that. You think they tell you what the main thing is and what the name for it is about and what it's about, but it's another 50 lines of shit that is in the bill that is not for us. It is not for you to understand what it's for.
Right, and they're gonna put it in terms that you're not supposed to be able to understand.
But it's always gonna be for a bigger play down the line.
That's it.
How are you on time? I know you said Tuesday is your day off, right?
Mm-hmm.
You good?
I was gonna run. Gotta go to the pharmacy before they close. Within the next hour and a half, and I gotta go another place before they close in the next couple of hours.
Okay, how about we end this one and then why don't we set up another time so we can get another one in?
Sure.
Yeah, that's fine. Like Tuesday, Wednesday. If you guys want to come back tomorrow, we can do something tomorrow because I can definitely, you know, continue the conversation tomorrow about the same time.
Okay. That's up to you. I mean, I'm not gonna be doing anything today, and tomorrow is my off day, so I'm gonna be chilling. Yeah. We can definitely do this tomorrow, and then if we can, I'll say with like around 3 o'clock work better because we actually have another. My brother is another host that we would like to get on if we could do that if possible. And then we got I got a whole page of questions that we didn't have.
3 p.m. your time. 3 p.m. your time.
So it'll be 6 o'clock your time.
Okay, that'll be good. That'll be good.
Okay. That's perfect. That's perfect. Well, Miss Kyndra, for part 1, I'd like to thank you. We appreciate you.
Thank you,
on behalf of 2/3 of the Wave Brothers. I would like you to get all of your information out to our waivers if you can, or where they can find you, how they can support you, whether it be anything that they can buy, whether it's merch, whether we can donate to anything, however we can support you. Please let the people know whatever you got going on.
Okay, Instagram. My Instagram is Idolize Dynasty, so it's IDOLIZE. how do I spell it? Oh shoot, okay. DYNASTY. So no underscore. So Idolize Dynasty. That's it. Just one word. YouTube. Go to once you go to YouTube, click the search bar. You actually gotta tell people because people are stupid. Anyway, click the search bar. Type in Kyndra Crump. So it's KYNDRA and then space people space CRUMP. Okay. Subscribe to my channel. Let's see.
We gotta get to 1,000.
Right.
Listen. Almost at 1,000. I've been grinding. If there are any sugar dads out there that don't want sugar, that just want conversation and make you hit me up. Okay, I'm not gonna give you no sugar. Okay, I'll give you some conversation. That's it. That's how you can support. I need some sugar dads who just want conversation. Okay.
I mean, look,
hit me up.
Right. Look, a lot of them got money, and that part don't even work no more. Man. You ain't gotta worry about that. You ain't gotta worry about that.
I'll clean your dentures.
You can definitely find it out here.
I'll clean your dentures for you.
There you go.
But yep, that's it. Yes, and we will resume tomorrow. That's fine.
For sure, I appreciate that. Do you know how to save this by any chance?
I mean, it's a recording. Wait, it's a stop and pause right there by recording.
Okay.
The stop video.
I already know. Yeah. But I mean, no, I think it's just like stop recording now.